Where this afternoon, Dean Norris across 4 quarters, the skipper was sensational in the midfield. I thought Zach Tickle across the ground was solid all day. Jordan Salathiel was excellent with a goal, one no more important than the 19-minute mark of that last term to book Golden Square a place in the grand final. I thought Tommy Turner up forward too was scintillating throughout the day with 3 majors.
Not in any order, but Holmes, Tui did well, along with Langley, along with Blackwell. He tried his heart out. Waterman was good, had a lot of good players, the Bloods, but in the end, they were beaten by a to the Bloods, 4-5-29 earlier today. Sandhurst in the under 16s, 13-10, 88, led Golden Square 4-8-32 in that game. In the under 18s, 13-6, 84, Golden Square. South Bendigo 8-5, 53. We thank Norm Jenkin along with Father Jackson Saunders for their coverage of this game. Our non-stop footy on Premier.
Live 25, local fresh footy. It's been a cracking game in the reserves and the under 18s. Unfortunately for South Bendigo, it's not their day. They're out in the under 18s and the reserves. It'll be Golden Square taking on Sandhurst in the reserves and the under 18s. Grand final next week. We're counting down to the big contest here. It is Eaglehawk taking on Gisborne. Prelim final day, but before we do that, we're going to have a special guest who's jumped up in the box with us. It's the new coach of the Broadford Footy Netball Club, so we thought what better time to see how they're tracking ahead of season 2026. Nathan Thompson, thank you very much for joining us here on Footy Fresh, and how are you tracking?
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks so much for having me on. Great to be up at the QEO. A lot of old memories and great memories up here in the Bendigo League and this football oval. So how are we going? We're going really well. Been involved, I would say, signed on 6 weeks ago. So it's been a fast and furious entry into what we need to do, which is a huge amount of effort in getting both football and netball, all the teams required and ready for next season. But if someone had said to me at this point in September, this is where you'd be, I would have ticked it and said, no problem, I'll see you there. So very happy where we are. Lots of really hard but also planned work in place, and we're very positive.
So you mentioned that it was about 6 weeks ago, the official announcement. How long ago was it that they came to you and said, you know, you're potentially our man for the next year? And when did that really start to take shape?
Not long before. It was a really interesting scenario. So Steve Sharp, who everyone in the Bendigo area knows well, Steve and I have been great friends for a long time. Even to the point back in the Kyneton days when we were trying to save the club down there, Steve actually came down and very generously gave a lot of his time and knowledge to support us through our friendship back then. So he had spoken to me, it was like a year and a half ago, and I said to him, mate, I work Saturdays. So as much as I probably would love to get into footy, it's not the right time. And then, call it 8 weeks ago, 2 months ago, probably 2 weeks before the appointment, I just caught up with Steve for a coffee, and he told me about where they were, what was happening. They had some really good leads, were very close to a coach, and they actually fell through. But what happened, which does to football people, is there was a few embers that turned into a flame, and I said to him, what about if I said to you I might be open to applying for that role? And very quickly he said, I think we need to have a real good chat. So that's where it kicked off. So not long before, but once I sat down with, the main thing for me was to diligence-wise sit down with the club, look at what was in place, and just make sure that I wasn't walking into an absolute fire where they didn't understand the challenges of what it'd take to come into the Bendigo League, standard numbers, football and netball, and because my time with the Kyneton Tigers, I know full well how hard it is. So I've got a good history and understanding there. So, but when I sat down with them, the impression and how impressive they were, I was rapt. Great people, and to be honest, it's been a great decision. It's been a hard and fast and furious few weeks, but it's been very rewarding so far.
No, Jason Stevens from the Kangaroo Flat Footy Club, and it's funny you say embers into flame. That's exactly what I had Tyrone Downey and myself 12 months ago. Exactly the same sort of thing. So things sort of align well and we end up back in chairs.
Playing against Siren, there
yes,
you go.
No, exactly. From my point of view, I know how busy it is for us at the moment with the recruiting retention sort of conversations.
Yep.
Phone blowing up, a lot of late nights with phone calls and different sort of players you're talking to at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. And respectfully, seasons are still going.
Right.
So really, now that we're getting right at the end, there's been a lot of great conversations, and probably the most important thing has just been reaching out to a lot of people and introducing myself, letting them know the story of the club, myself, the whole team, what we're doing, and starting that conversation. So having a lot of those, we have some players committed. Most importantly, and the big one, is the local energy is huge. So we do have a massive focus on connecting with community, connecting and engaging the local young men and women with netball, but the local young men from my side of the club, and getting them involved. We don't want to be a club that brings in 20 players, and we're not a Broadford football netball club, because that's got no soul and that won't last very long. So a lot of our thinking is based around locals. It's around juniors. It's around schools. It's actually about building a foundation for the future. And yeah, from a recruiting perspective, we believe we're in a good place. But hey, Jace, we know how tough it is. Let's not beat around the bush, But I must say, and if anyone who I've spoken to are listening, the young men that I've spoken to as a whole have just been absolutely impressive and respectful, even the ones that have said no.
Yeah, no, and we've from a Kangaroo Flat perspective as well, we're obviously down the bottom tail end of it, as you know as well, and it's we've had exactly the same scenario. So the words that you're using there around foundation and trying to build it up is exactly what we're trying to do, and it felt the same from our end. The players that you are talking to, and look, it's fantastic from a league point of view as well, mate. Just to see an extra club coming into this league and strengthening where we want to go as a league as well. I think that's really important. Probably my final one, just the committee that's actually there. You mentioned Sharpie, but the amount of work, and I've sort of had a little bit with the league through interleague sort of purposes, the amount of work I've heard your committee is doing already to set this up. Obviously, they need a bit of a shout out, I would imagine.
Oh, absolutely. So Bonnie Kavanagh Welsh. Bonnie is just an amazing woman. She's our president, been there for 7 years, but been at the club for, I believe it's about 25 years, and just leading the way magnificently. Steve's got on board. Everyone knows sort of Steve's background. He's been amazing for them. And then the people in behind that, as you said, the diligence and the planning, hats off to them. Depending where it goes, we know it's going to be hard. I know this league. I know. I say to people, listen, the footy's very good. I think the netball's bloody better. So we know that all plans in place, they are excellent. It doesn't guarantee translating into on-court, on-field success. Absolutely not. But it won't be through the lack of effort and lack of planning. The things in place are very good, and we're doing our best to action those accordingly.
Now, communications with the Bendigo Footy League, Nathan, how have they been in terms of the communications with the board about making sure everything's in place that you guys can be straight off the bat and be reasonably successful and competitive straight up?
Credit to them. I was just outside with Todd and Tom a second ago. We went and sat down. Cam Tomlinson as well from AFL Vic now, of course, knew him well when he was running the area as well. They've been fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. Sat down, it was meant to be like a half an hour catch up, and I think we sat in a cafe up at Latrobe there for about 4 hours talking footy and talking league and all those type of things. So, I think I've got no doubt, just like Broadford, not many people know where or who Broadford are. They don't know anything about the community. I can absolutely appreciate there's going to be question marks about who we are and how the hell we're going to come in and bring the teams in and those sort of things. So, I mean, from my perspective, all I can say is the positivity with what we're doing. All I can encourage is all the other teams get on board. Our facilities down at Broadford are first class, both football and netball. A great ground, excellent playing conditions and areas for all players, and I think everyone that jumps, it's an hour and 5 away. So, I mean, it's not many leagues where that's the furthest trip. That's the reality. So it's not that far, and I think teams are going to really enjoy coming down and being and seeing what our community is. It's a real sporting community, and I've been really rapt to have worked that out as I've got involved.
One last one before we let you go. I guess the listeners will be wanting to know in terms of recruitment. Is there any names that you can put out there that you guys are going to have on board now, or when we'll be expecting to start seeing who will be coming across to join Broadford?
No, I've asked the club just to wait a couple of weeks.
Yep.
We've signed on as a signing probably about 15 players at the moment. That doesn't count a lot of your locals that are 100% committed and things like that. But definitely, as I said, we're positive, we're happy with where we're at right now, but we are going to hold off for a couple of weeks and then you'll start seeing some names pop through. And from our perspective, I look at it now and what I'm excited about is we've got an excellent group of 19 to 21-year-olds. Challenge for me and for us as a club is how many bigger-bodied Division 1 footballers can we put around these kids to, A, protect them, so that we're not asking too much of these young people and actually burning them out early, because I think that's detrimental to their sport and their footy and their enjoyment. How many of these quality people can we bring into our football club as well? We don't want scumbags. We want good people to come in and actually help us build the culture as well. And we believe the people we're talking to can do that. But you know what you need? You need dominoes to fall.
Yes.
And that's the conversation I'm having with them, is if you don't, you've got to have the courage. You've got to have the courage to step up and put your hand up and say, I want to be a part of this, because when you do that to other people, will follow you straight through the door. And so that's where it sits for us at the moment. We do need, we've got to get those guys to put their hand up. I know that they want to be a part of it, but it is a big step, really, to say, yep, I'm going to come in not knowing really much about the league, how hard it is, and be one of the first ones to go, yeah, I'm in. But I'm excited. I think we're doing well, and I think the Bendigo League will really enjoy having us a part of it.
Nathan, thank you very much for your time and joining us up here. It's very much appreciated, and it's really good to hear where Broadford are. So, firstly, congratulations on the role and all the best for next season. Hopefully you guys can take a real step into being competitive in Bendigo footy.
Yeah, we can't wait. We're really looking forward to it. So thanks for having me on. Cheers.
That was Nathan Thompson, the coach of the Broadford Football Netball Club, who Jason Stevens are coming into the competition next year. So it's exciting for Bendigo footy to get that extra team back in. And we know there is talks about losing, but it's good to know that there is one side who is 100% locked in and committed for next year.
100%, Cam, and as Nath just said then, the facilities and everything that Broadford's actually got there, I'm looking forward to the trip. I know our group is as well, and it's a bit of a kangaroo battle might be a good thing to actually have in the competition as well. So, no, looking forward to it, mate.
Yeah, that'll be the traditional blue and white Kangaroos versus the green and white Kangaroos. So we're here at the QEO. It is prelim final day. Jackson Saunders, you're down at ground level. The toss of the coin and the conditions down there, please, before we get this game started.
Gisborne have won the toss, courtesy of Zach Vescovi, who's the acting skipper for Gisborne. He's elected to kick to the CTN. A wise move. It would be a 2-goal breeze at the moment, not blustery or swirly conditions like we've had in recent weeks at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. Grandstand is about a third full at the moment, but lots in other parts of the ground here at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. Great day for footy. I think Gisborne might get up this afternoon.
Thanks, Father. Jackson Saunders down at ground level. We'll be catching up him across the ground. Jason Stevens, your prediction for this game?
Leaning towards Eaglehawk, Cam, today. If anything, for the crowd factor next week, and Kangaroo Flat actually has the alcohol tents here at the QEO for the tenders, so the more Eaglehawk people we can get here next week. No, I think it'll be a really tight contest. I'm leaning Eaglehawk.
I reckon Gisborne might argue they might bring a fair amount of supporters down there as well. Looking around today, there's certainly plenty of blue, red and white around for Gisborne, so really looking forward to getting this one. John Hunter, good afternoon to you. Who's your tip for this game?
Well,
before I give you mine,
I'm going to go with Eaglehawk. I think that Gisborne, with their injuries, it might just catch up on the camp, so it might be a little bit of an upset with some, but no, I'm going for the Borough.
I'm not sure if it would be an upset with the injuries. I reckon the Eaglehawk will be going in as favourites, but I'm taking Gisborne in this game. I think regular season form and the way they came out and played last week, if they bring that intensity, they'll be pretty darn good today. Listen, John Hunter to get us underway on Live 25, local fresh footy. It's prelim final day.
Big Jennahy doing the ruck work for Gisborne, but it'll be Eaglehawk through Evans. He gives it to Mullen, and they'll go inside forward 50. It's just at 50, in fact. Sliding in after the ball was Minns for the Bulldogs. It's picked up by Burke. Burke now of the Bulldogs. He'll go to half forward. Kicked it straight to Jonty Neves of the Borough.
Neves comes out wide and hits Jack Thompson. Grandstand side wing. Jack Thompson sends the kick down. It'll be Clayton Holmes who comes out, marks on his chest, getting involved early, wheels around onto the right. It's a low ball inside forward 50 for O'Shannessy. He couldn't quite trap it. Spills off hands. Gisborne have got the numbers through Dennehy. They'll work their way out of there. Kick coming wide. It'll go in favour of Luxmore. It sat for him. He picked it up nicely. He turned around, ran inside forward 50. Spot on kick to McKenna. Luxmore loves his work on the wing as well. Magnificent. Jason Stevens, so many players would have just killed that one over the boundary line, but that was magnificent from Luxmore.
It's a perfectly weighted kick as well, and just ran away from Hanley, didn't he? He had pace to burn, and to be able to deliver at that speed, sensationally weighted kick. This is a ripping matchup as well, McKenna versus Langford down there on the last line of defence for Eaglehawk.
Two of the better known names in Bendigo footy, of course. Pat McKenna, AFL experience, back playing at Gisborne for the last few seasons. He comes in on the right and he starts it left. It swings back but into the post for a minor score. So disappointing, but a fast start for Gisborne. They're one behind Eaglehawk, no score. A minute and a half into this contest from the QEO. It is Live 25 local fresh footy. Bendigo prelim final day.
So it'll be Donnet that'll play on for the Borough. He'll go low and hard outside 50, but I'll tell you what, he's coughed it up. Turnover with Merritt. Will go long now to the goal line and put it through for the first one of the afternoon in this preliminary final. And that will take the Dogs to 117. The Borough yet to score. Score sponsor Parsons Towing in Castlemaine. Live 25 local fresh footy.
That was a ripping kick. That's gone all 60 metres. I'm pretty sure that kick went. So that's a huge finish for the Bulldogs, and they've had dominance early in this game.
That they have. It's a fast start here for Gisborne. Very, very early. Umpire Carter in the middle as well. Umpire of the year, they tell me, young Dave Carter. And he will be umpiring the senior grand final next week at just 22 years of age. A magnificent achievement to him. He throws the ball in the air. Gisborne will try and work their way out. It comes out wide to Burke. Burke gets some space. Handball off to Johns. Johns sends it down the line. Good hard lead from the Dogs. They mark it. They'll wheel and go inside forward 50. Fast place for the Dogs. Goes in the McKenna direction. Well done by Langford. Sat in front of him. He'll take it towards the boundary line. He managed to keep it alive to Neves, who will happily see it over for a boundary throw in underneath the scoreboard. But a fast start for Gisborne. As they started last week's game, fast and aggressive. It's 1-1-7, Eaglehawk, no score, 3 minutes into the contest.
Inside forward 50 for the Dogs. They've started well. Entirely different conditions to last week. It's dry. Over the top there, couldn't quite get it for the Dogs. He jumped high and early as Luxmore. Then it's a hurry kick to the top of the square, but it will be a free kick. Overzealous by Zach Dennehy. Gives a free kick to Ty Evans. That was a bit overboard there, Jace.
A little bit, but great by Evans to get back there in defence to fill that hole and take that mark. Spreads
it wide. His target was Tom Bennett. Couldn't find him, and it will be a ball in. 70 from goal. Gisborne in attack. They lead by 7-0. 3.5 minutes gone. Open turn.
Handball, they'll look to go inside forward 50, the Dogs. It'll be a short pass inside. No mark taken. Comes off hands. They'll work it underneath the scoreboard. Handball out and taking it over the boundary line. There will be Campbell Johns, who was quite impressive last week for Gisborne. Campbell Johns.
Merritt prominent early too over the other side of the ground there, boys.
Yeah, Merritt we saw spend a bit of time in the ruck last week. Of course, no changes to either side from last week's finals. Hugo Olive was named in the 23 for Gisborne, but he misses out this afternoon. The Dogs will handball it wide. They'll send it towards the top of the goal square. It'll be killed through by Jonty Neves on the last line for a minor score. So all Gisborne early. Eaglehawk yet to really steady and compose themselves in this game. 4.5 minutes played in the opening quarter. It's 8-0 in favour of Gisborne, and they've had all the footy, John Hunter.
Ty Evans will bring it in for the two Blues. They just marginally went inside forward 50 a little earlier, but it's all with the Dogs. The ball spread wide to the outer side wing. Dogs with it. Handball at the back door. The kick is smothered. It was Dennehy. Now Kuma. He gets it for the Borough. He'll go long to half forward. He's got a player on in Jack Thompson. He'll run. He'll put it to space. Good, clever kick. And this is their first shot at goal. And good build up by the Borough to the Barnard Street end. The man with the footy is Nick Hoare, and he was very good last week as well, with a big chance to put him on the board.
It's a really well-weighted kick by Thompson, then running sort of towards the boundary line side, was able to weight it into space.
Let's see what Nick Hoare's got. He's kicking to the Barnard Street end. 45-degree angle. Distance won't be a problem. Accuracy is minor score. This first score of the afternoon. One behind, trailing 1-2-8. Gisborne lead. 5.5. Opening term. 5.25 local fresh footy.
It's an interesting matchup down in defence for Gisborne as well. Lockie Evans, one of the young rising stars of the league, up against Jack O'Shaughnessy, another young rising star of the league, so that's a good one to watch.
So it'll be Benaki that brings the ball back into play. He'll come down the grandstand side wing. No mark for Eaglehawk. Spills off hands. They'll track after it though through Darcy Young. They just handball their way through trouble nicely, the Dogs. It comes out to that man mentioned in Evans. Evans kicked down the line. No mark taken. Luxmore, but he's able to follow up and force the tackle at ground level. And we'll have a ball up. Getting busy in there also Ty Evans for Eaglehawk. just need to kind of compose themselves a little bit. It's a fast start from the Dogs. Frost goes up in the ruck, won it down, but straight to Benaki. Benaki will then wheel around, snap it inside forward 50. No mark taken, spills to the back. Langford will be first back there for Eaglehawk. He puts his head over the footy and he's caught high. He'll receive the free kick. The offender there, Campbell Johns. Very well done there by Charlie Langford. And he'll clear the kick out of defence.
Short pass, it's effective. They're under heat here, the Borough, you sense. It's an aggressive kick inboard. Dylan Hanley receives, off by hand. They'll work it now to the wing. It's a ball for Thompson. He'll let it bounce. Then he shimmies. Very good. Clever. Jack Thompson now. Inboard. He's got a teammate that was running for him. That was Hall. Hall handballs it off. Now a long ball inside forward 50 for the Borough. 35 out. Kuma runs onto it. Then lost it for the Borough. Then stood up. Did very nicely by hand. Gives it to Nick Thompson. Goes goalward. I think he might have been trying to kick it to Clayton Holmes. Missed the target and it goes out of bounds. 15 around from the Borough's goal.
Jack O'Shaughnessy it was, Johnny, down there in the goal square, just floating back behind the pack. He's pretty sneaky like that. Can get back goal side pretty quick.
Yeah, throw in up against the point posts. Barnard Street into the ground. Throw in was rather shallow, but it spills to Mullen, who tries to find his way through, and he's caught high. So free kick, Joel Mullen. And he just managed to win the contest, and he was definitely caught high. So he'll line him up from about 35 out. Almost directly in front, slightly to the left of goal. Father Jackson Saunders. What's the wind doing down there at the moment? Is it a chance to carry the distance? Because it was going towards the City end at stages in the last two games.
It has, and it still is favouring the City end, but it has died down in recent minutes. So a good opportunity here for Joel Mullen to kick a major.
So Joel Mullen comes in on the right and straight through the middle it goes. Never looked like missing. So Eaglehawk get there first. They move to 1-1-7. Gisborne 1-2-8. Early stages of this one on Bendigo Footy League prelim final days. Score sponsor Aussie Disposals. Live 25 local fresh footy.
I'm going to say that's a good one to get early. I think that breeze, I know Jacko's just sort of said then it's died down a little bit, but it seems like Gisborne's intensity around the contest and potentially a little bit of breeze going their way. I think that's a really important goal early for Eaglehawk, that one.
Yeah, they've withstood a little bit of pressure and now they seem to have steadied. So we're back into the middle. Young Jed Danahy doing the ruck work for the Dogs. Up against Frost of the Borough. Umpire Goodrich throws it in the air. Up they go in the run. Frost wins it for the Borough. Benaki is in there hard. Thompson did well. Tapped it for the Borough. Very strong play. Trying to make a pass with Ty Evans. Ball slews. One there by Johnson. Johnson goes to the outer side. Just a little bit fumbly, but the Dogs have got the numbers. Benaki slipped over at the wrong time. Then handball. Incorrect disposal. Free kick. Joel Mullen did very well defensively for the Borough.
Got away with one there. Benaki found himself into some space, but he was unable to capitalise. The kick will come wide. Mark will be taken by Jacob O'Brien. O'Brien looks backwards and then looks sideways. Eventually he's going to be forced to kick straight down the line, which will be straight down the middle of the QEO. Almost taking the mark there was Nick Thompson. Spills to ground level, and they'll all dive on top of this one. And Jason Stevens, it's been a fast, frenetic-paced game early.
It has, Cam. There's a lot of intensity around this contest. You can see it's certainly Gisborne, I think, is leading that intensity at the minute, but yeah, it's right there for the taking at the moment.
So it'll be knocked down from Frost. It's Ben Thompson that sends the kick inside forward 50. It skews off the side of the boot. Vescovi sees it over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. Very similar to last week with the way Eaglehawk started against Sandhurst. It was nice and frenetic, but it'll be interesting to see how they compose themselves as the game goes on.
Umpire will throw it in. Deep in attack for the Borough. Ball is thrown in. Punched forward by Danahy. Thompson runs onto the footy. It's Ben Thompson. Goes goalward and touched off the boot and on the goal line. So that's a minor score. Takes it to 8 behinds apiece. 1-8 apiece.
They waste no time bringing the ball back into the Dogs. They'll go central over the head of Luxmore. Miss the target, so Eaglehawk can come through. McKenna lays the tackle and free kick's been paid for holding the ball. So it was Ty Evans who was illegally disposing of the footy according to umpire Carter, the umpire of the year. McKenna's short pass finds Danahy. Danahy's got it, centre of the ground. He'll send the kick in. It's really to no one in particular. Frost could have raffled it off there with Hanley. Neither of them were able to take it. Spills to the front of the pack. McKenna sharks it, goes goalwards and puts it through for a minor score. And a bit of a let off there. So 1-3-9 now playing 1-2-8, 10.5 played in the opening quarter.
Langford, he'll kick it in there for the Borough. Just stands at his defensive top of the goal square, then plays on. Then he goes short. It's a bullet ball. Geez, it's ineffective again. That's the second time he's done it. Sharked on there by Miletus. Miletus goes inboard and finds Paddy McKenna, who seems to own the footy at the moment for the Dogs.
It's the ultimate punishment, isn't it? Langford, a couple of kick-ins that have missed the target, and now the guy that he's lining up against gets a set shot for goal. So I think he'll learn that kick's not on.
Write it in the book. He's a superstar of the competition. Played a very high level of football, and now he's with the Dogs. He'll cross the paint mark of 50. Angle is not much to speak of. To the Bendigo City end. His team will love it if he can get one on the board. It's straight. He punched the air as soon as it come off the boot. Score sponsor Jason Westcott Builder. It takes Gisborne to 2-3-15. They lead Eaglehawk 1-2-8 midway through this opening term preliminary final live 25 local fresh footy.
A couple of fumbles and errors from the Eaglehawk footy side has sort of opened the door here a bit for Gisborne, hasn't it? Even coming back through the middle of the ground before, there was errors from Eaglehawk that allowed Gisborne to get control of the footy back again. So a lot of pressure obviously out there in the preliminary final, and everything on the line.
So we'll go back in the middle. Norm Jenkins joining us on stats this afternoon. Will run us through some stats very shortly in this game as well. Some interesting ones to keep an eye on. Ball goes down to the bottom of the pack. Free kicks pulled out. It's going to go the way of Eaglehawk. Billy Evans was possibly collected high. Handball's off to Ty Evans. No relation there. Evans sends it up towards the top of the 50. It just skewed off the side of the boot a little bit. Good defence there from the Dogs. And then diving through, and he's going to receive a tackle for a high free kick for Gisborne. Might be Elijah Breton down there, I reckon, that's picked up the footy. A bit stumbly as he gets to his feet as well. Certainly copped it high. Forced the handball off. They'll send a kick straight down the middle, but it's straight to Billy Evans. Intercept mark all on his own. Evans wheels around on the right, sends it inside forward 50. It's a fly for Eaglehawk. No mark taken to Hall. Spills to Kuma. Kuma's then able to shrug off one tackle, but he couldn't get rid of the second, and he'll be penalised holding the ball. Free kick Gisborne. The tackling pressure is strong from the Dogs early.
So it'll be Menz. Ethan Menz now. He'll retreat. He'll look to Horseshoe. In and out the back zone. He goes to Vescovi. Deep in his back pocket. Doesn't decide to horseshoe it. Decides then to go back to whence it came. So looking to build up here the Dogs. Short pass forward. Target. Dropped a mark he should have taken is Dennehy. It's Shark by Frost of the Borough. Inside forward 50. Dropping a mark he should have taken there was Evans for Gisborne on this occasion. Still deep in the back zone. Whistle on play as it goes out of bounds. And we'll have a ball in.
Elijah Breverton for Gisborne has just come off the ground after receiving a heavy knock. I'm sure he'll be fine, but just needs a moment or two to compose himself.
Father Jackson Saunders at ground level. Boundary throw in just inside forward 50. Barnard Street into the ground, which is where Eaglehawk are into attack. Gisborne will try and soccer the way out of there. Ben Thompson went through, couldn't pick it up. McGregor went through, he was taken in the tackle straight away. Repeat ball up. Norm Jenkins, what are the stats telling us early in this one?
Well, stats are telling us that the early going was all Gisborne's way. 7 inside 50s early, but Eaglehawk have evened that up. They've now had 6 inside 50s in the last few minutes.
Across half forward now. It is with Eaglehawk. Mullen at the bottom of the pack. It's in fact on right half forward. Barnard Street end. Swimming pool side will have another stoppage. Ball up. 15 playing 8. Eaglehawk trail. It's been a good hot start here. Frost does the ruck work. Hurry kick out of the pack goes inside forward 50 for the Borough. Kuma swoops on it. Might have got one too high. He did it. It was tackled. Overzealous, Jace. And it's going to get them a look at goal here.
That one was overzealous, Johnny. That was overzealous is the word I was looking for there. The Gisborne defender just jumped in that tackle, and Kuma managed to hold low centre of gravity, and caught one high.
Kuma for the Borough. Puts the ball on the ground. He knows it's an important kick. Early days in this preliminary final, they'll all count towards the back end. Twirls the ball between his palms to the Barnard Street end. He's well within inside 50, 45 degree angle. Now in he comes. He goes, he stabbed at it a bit, and he puts his head in his hands because he knows he missed it. Didn't look like kicking it in the end. 9 playing 15. The Borough trail 15 and a half gone opening term.
Kick-in defence. Vescovi will do the kick-in duties this time for Gisborne. He'll go short. Mark will be taken coming out of there. It's Pat Trotter in defence He wheels around on the right, sends it down the line, but the kick not to anyone's advantage. Jonty Neves intercept mark, quickly gets and goes into the middle. Jack Donnett gets it inside forward 50. Nice kick, Donnett, and it lands on the chest of Nick Hall, who's 40 metres out directly in front, and he can line up for Eaglehawk's second, and it'll be a responding goal.
Write this one in the book, Johnny. Is this a write down?
Oh, I reckon. He kicked a couple of good ones, one at least last week that we really liked, so good player.
Nick Hall, 40 out directly in front. Barnard Street, end of the ground, comes in and just slots it. Terrific finish for him, and the big Eaglehawk crowd, there's a lot of them here this afternoon. Happy to see that one. The score moves to 2-2-14, playing 2-3-15. Gisborne by 1 point as we approach quarter time in this one. Score sponsor Jason Westcott Builder on Live 25, local fresh footy.
Absolutely no commentator's curse up here in this box, Cam. That's 2 in a row. Johnny's called perfect finishes. Just wanted to shout out Jonty Neves, one of the most underrated players in the competition, in my opinion. Fantastic intercept mark, sets up that forward thrust for Eaglehawk.
Back in the middle for the ball up. Jed Danahy doing it for the Dogs against Frost for the Borough. He'd be a candidate for the Nicholson in my mind, but he just got suspended at the back end of the season, did Frost. Won the tap on that occasion. Trying to make a path for the Dogs was James Gray, but he ran straight into that man, Frost, the big man versus the little man, and we'll have another stoppage. Umpire Goodrich balls it up. Frost is too strong in the ruck. Taps it forward, but Gray swoops on it for the Dogs. Handballs it, can't quite pick it up. There was Johnson. Stoppage, in fact, it might be a free kick. And it's awarded to Eaglehawk, and you're right, to Thompson of the Borough.
So it was a holding the ball free kick. Ben Thompson tried to claim it, but umpire Goodrich says no, it's Mullen's free kick, so he gets it. Quickly chips it to top of the 50. Mark taken for Eaglehawk. In the hands of Eaglehawk here through Joel Budrick. Thought about handballing off to Donnett, but he was in fast pursuit, so he'll kick it straight into the man on the mark. Gisborne will then pounce on the turnover ball. Fire the long handball out of there, but Sam Thompson will be first to it for Eaglehawk. He was met strongly, but he was able to keep it going forward to Mullen. Mullen collected, and he was tackled straight away. And we'll have a ball up in the centre of the QEO.
The voice of the MCD for Nell.
Quarter time at Carisbrook. It's the home side 1-3, leading Trentham 1-1.
It's also quarter time in the North Central as well. Birchip Watcham 5 goals 3, leading Calder United 3 goals 2.
Jed Danahy, free kick. Gives it off to Benaki. Benaki kicks it to half forward. Bouncing footy. He's out here. Luxmore picks it up from 49 metres. Goes goalward and misses for a minor score. And they were open, Jason. 16 playing, 15 the Dogs lead.
They were. I thought that was in the book. I thought it was a good shot from there, Luxmore, but just missed.
Change of kick in for Eaglehawk. It's Donnett that takes it this time. He'll chip the pass out in front of Tom Bennett. Bounce in front of you, had to collect on the half volley. He was clean enough and able to do so. Tom Bennett, nice kick into the middle, finds Mullen. Joel Mullen's got it right on the 50. Will wheel it into the direction of Ben Thompson. He can handball out to Jack if he wants. Decides to go back the other way, and then it'll go back to where it come to Mullen. Mullen will send it poolside wing, but the kick to really no one, an Eaglehawk jumper, an intercept mark for the Dogs. I think it's James Gray on that far wing, and they will reload.
Long kick now, goes down the line, shallow inside forward 50. Poor kick. Turnover, kicks it straight to Charlie Langford. He's had a super season. He goes short pass forward 20 metres. Finds Evans, that's okay. Hard up against the line, out of side.
And in the Heathcote District Footy League quarter time grand final at Huntley, Mount Pleasant 5-3-33 to North Bendigo 3-1-19. So a 14-point lead to the Blues.
Still on half back, sharing it around the Blues, the two Blues. Ended up with Kuma. Kuma now of the Borough. High up and under kick. I reckon he stepped over the boundary line when he kicked it, and he's caused the ball in. Basic error, Jace.
It's a couple. He's had a couple of little bad moments this quarter, Kuma. So I'm sure there's a lot of nerves out there. Obviously, high pressure stakes.
So it's a costly penalty though. Will only be resulting in a ball in, but they did have possession of the footy, and you're right about the nerves on the Eaglehawk side. I just wonder how long it might take and who might settle in this game a little bit earlier, because there's some mistakes from both ends of the fields, Jace. Throw in. Dennehy in the ruck against Isley. One down for Eaglehawk. Langford smashes the handball to Kuma. Kuma's able to go backwards, where he's got Ben Thompson, who's hard up against the boundary. He releases the kick, which will hug the line. No mark taken. Gisborne defence was good down there. Tom Brennett was in there for Eaglehawk. He couldn't quite take it as well. And then, well, McGregor's fell on top of it, and the umpire crossed his arms and could have almost pinned him for holding the ball there if he wanted to, but he didn't. Gave him the benefit of the doubt, so we'll have a ball up. Knocked down Gisborne will clear it through Matt Merritt, who's already kicked one this afternoon. Down the line it goes. Sam Thompson got the bounce reward for Eaglehawk. Handball worked its way further forward. Nice kick down the line, and the mark is taken by Bailey Isley, centre wing, pull side.
He looks to come inboard aggressively short. It's okay to Mullen. Mullen dishes it off by hands. Look for Ty Evans, but they've caused a turnover. Now it'll be the Dogs that come back the other way. Long kick inside forward 50. Langford did well, keeping his feet. He's up against it against McKenna. McKenna's now 2-on-1. Shoveled it out to Dennehy. To Gray by hand. Gray of the Dogs goes in. Jonty Neves hits the pack hard defensively for the Borough and puts it over the boundary line underneath the scoreboard. That sees the Dogs leading by one solitary behind.
A flurry of changes for both sides, including Elijah Bretherton coming back onto the ground now after that heavy knock a short time ago. Is fine.
Father Jackson at ground level. Knocked down Dennehy. Mullen in there for Eaglehawk, couldn't quite take it. Benaki will see it towards the boundary line, and eventually it does. And didn't really get a mention before, but that was great courage shown by Dylan Johnson before to go back with the flight of the footy, Jace.
Both players, Jonty Neves coming the other way, both had eyes on the footy. It was great, wasn't it?
Dogs in attack. Umpire throws it in, holds up in the breeze. Dennehy for the Dogs, taps it to the front of the pack. It will be Langford. Picks it up. He gives it to the Borough, to Hanley. They're just sharing it around in the back half. They need to be careful here, the Borough. Langford on the end of a handball. Series of handballs ends up with Butterick. Butterick now the two Blues. Ground level. And a Dogs player at the bottom of the pack just threw back his, it might have been Gray, his hair and head. He's got that bit of a mop going. We'll have a ball up. 50 out from goals. Dogs in attack. They lead by one behind.
Free kick out of the ruck contest, one of those ruck lotto ones. It'll be going to Bailey Isley, so Eaglehawk can clear themselves out of defence. 22 and a half minutes gone in this opening quarter. Prelim final day. Isley's kick down the line was good. Finds a target. Presented at the footy there is Tom Bennett. Bennett will then come central, but it's still defensive 50. It was in the direction of Hanley, but he almost coughed it up. Hanley had to go with the second tackle. Worked out Gisborne. Dennehy handballs wide in the direction of Miletus. Miletus couldn't take it either. Free kick, high tackle, and it's going to go the Dogs. And it's James Gray who's been very, very busy in this game. He's 45, he'll have to kick at 50, but he passes off to Gray to McKenna. Kick didn't make the distance. McKenna couldn't trap it on the half volley. Langford handballs to Donnet. Donnet over the top to McGregor. McGregor will clear the kick, right foot, down the line. Nick Thompson flies and takes a terrific grab. So Thompson's got it centre wing grandstand side.
He won't muck around. He turns and goes. Now he'll go long. Inside forward 50. Holmes is the target. Got caught too deep. Back of the pack. Dogs will clear. Hurry Kip goes right up the chimney and then slews wide. And in fact, it's gone out of bounds on the full. And it will be a free kick. It'll go the way of Jack Thompson.
So Jack Thompson has it 60 from home. Right up against the boundary line. Very crowded inside forward 50. He just sets it up for the hot spot. It'll be a chance for Clayton Holmes to fly from behind. He got two hands to it, didn't take the mark. Gisborne clear the kick out to Gray, tried to collect it, and he'll be taken over the boundary line. Almost tried to paddle it up to himself to James Gray. Unable to do so. Throw in right on the paint of 50. Barnard Street, end of the ground. Boundary umpire throws it back into play. Frost back on the ground and in the ruck work for Eaglehawk. It smashes into the head of Dennehy. Then it goes to ground. Johns handballs his way out to Benaki. Benaki clears the kick. Luxmore's going to have to fly from behind Neves. Neves took the mark. Umpire said player must have been touched on the way through. And we'll have a ball up centre wing. Norm Jenkin, those stats for the inside forward 50s, are they still looking pretty even?
They are, both sides, 10 inside 50s each to 2 goals each.
It will be the Borough through Hoare. Shallow inside forward 50. Thompson takes a juggling mark. And he's probably too far out from home. It's Ben Thompson. He goes to the top of the goal square, and it's a Borough mark. O'Shannessy takes it nicely. And good strong player. He should kick this. And I'm not going to moz him, but mark it in your book, Jason.
I've marked it down, Johnny. This is 3 from 3. There's no commentator curse existing today.
It's probably the easiest one of them all. One of our favourites here, Jack O'Shannessy. When he's up and about, he's one of the barometers for the two Blues. Kicking towards the Barnard Street end. On the left, kicks a goal. And that takes, it's a 3-3-21 to 2-4-16. 26 minutes gone. Opening term score sponsor, Jason Westcott Builder, Live 25, local fresh footy.
Eaglehawk have not gold now, Jason, in about 15 minutes. Gisborne, I should say, have not gold in about 15 minutes. So Eaglehawk with 2 in the last 9.
Yeah, they have had their opportunities down here, Gisborne, haven't they? But they haven't been able to take them. Well, they've had those chances down this end. So, opportunities, Jack O'Shaughnessy just seems to bob up when they need him.
Absolutely. Might be one to include in your forward lines of the team of the year this year, potentially. Jack O'Shaughnessy was pulled out of the under-19 interleague side, which you coached, Jason. You missed him because he went into the senior side and played a good role that day as well.
Don't rub it in, Cam. Just leave that one alone.
Eaglehawk will work their way out of the middle, starting to get on top in the centre. Trying to find the way through is Evans, and he will be caught holding the ball. So Gisborne received the free handball off, was not great, and the player that received the handball was tackled straight away. Good defensive work there by Nick Thompson. A bit of opportunist reward. Thompson sends it inside forward 50 and able to get some separation is Paulo Kuma, and he's able to take the mark 35 metres out, slightly to the right of goal. But our commentary has been pretty good with the set shot goal kicking today. We're 4 from 4, Jason Stevens. Now is the chance to make it 5 from 5. Will he kick this one or not?
This is not my forte, Jack. This is not mine at all. Sorry, Cam. It's Johnny's domain.
So Paulo Kuma will come in. In other words, Jason said, I've got no confidence that he'll slot this goal and didn't want a bar of it. So Kuma comes in, 35 out on the right, and it looks a bit ugly off the boot, but it's swirling and slams into the post. A good thing he didn't call that one to ruin our 100% record. Eaglehawk now leading this game 3-4 to 2-4 as we've played 27 minutes in this opening quarter.
He's a beautiful field kick, Kuma, but when he's having a shot from goal, he just gives it all up. Now, talking about giving it up, might be trouble here for Gisborne at the top of the goal square. Good, strong tackling, taking possession of the ball was Aidan Hanley of Eaglehawk. And they let it go on, and I reckon there's a whistle on play as he picked out a free kick, umpire Goodrich.
I think the Gisborne boys might have taken a little bit of, well, Eaglehawk boys, weren't too impressed. It was almost a tackle in mid-air. If you're playing rugby, you would have definitely been penalised for that, I reckon, Jace.
Jack O'Shaughnessy and Elijah Bretherton had a bit of a disagreement there too, which I think could be part of why the free kick has been paid.
It looked like the free kick was after the tackle, didn't it? It didn't look like it was part of the actual tackle.
No, I think something might have
Nick
happened
Thompson,
afterwards.
write it in the book, directly in front. If they're going to win a preliminary final in advance, you have to kick these goals. And he does. The crowd will tell you the story. Eaglehawk 4-4 now. They advance. They're going pretty well. 28 to 2-4-16. Gisborne, who are a little bit stagnant, score. Sponsor Don Smallgoods. Is good. Live 25, local fresh footy.
It's interesting when you say they're a bit stagnant. You can clearly see Gisborne trying to move the football through the corridor. So they're trying to, on turnover, trying to bring it back through the corridor, which is wide open. They've just made errors when they're in that area. And when you make an error in the corridor, you get torched on the other way. So too many errors resulting in Eaglehawk goals.
So we'll be back in the middle. It'll be a throw up. Frost versus Dennehy. Dennehy wins it down. Tracking after it though and picking up the footy there was Trotter. It spills wide. Hawes back there for Eaglehawk. He's able to hand backwards to Ty Evans. Ty Evans will then send the kick down the poolside wing. It floats to Frost, who's taken the mark. He's hard up against the boundary line. Umpire says he's okay in play. Quickly gets and goes. He wheels for a ruckman, sends it inside forward 50. Big fly by Isley. No taken. Clayton Holmes lays the tackle on Vescovi, and he gets rewarded. Holding the ball. A little bit harsh, I reckon, on Vescovi. Johnny's shaking his head saying there was a free kick there. Maybe he had that first opportunity to get rid of it.
He went the stiff arm, didn't he? He went the don't argue, and that was enough.
So it's a free kick. I suppose once you do try and fend off that first tackle, you're always going to be in trouble. So it'll be a big kick for goal after the siren to give Eaglehawk a 3-goal lead heading into quarter time after Gisborne got the better of the first 5 minutes of this game. So it'll be a shot for goal for Clayton Holmes. In he comes, 35 out, slightly to the right of goals, and he puts it to the right for a minor score. So doesn't get the big finish to what they needed. But that's quarter time. Eaglehawk leading this game 4-5-29 to Gisborne 2-4-16. Stick around because this is a cracking game of footy on Live 25 local.
When it comes to reducing pain and rebuilding strength, Kaiser leaves nothing to chance. Our university-qualified health professionals don't just treat problem areas. They design personalised training programs using Swiss-engineered machines unique to Kaiser. These machines safely isolate the affected area, test your strength, and help rebuild your muscles for a stronger and healthier life. Kaiser, physiotherapy, rehabilitation, and strength training. Building strength with precision.
It's time to take a look at the Bendigo Football Netball League Top 5 from the semi-finals. Kobe Maxted starts us off with a strong pack mark here, right on the goal line. A beautiful strong grab.
Oh, Kobe Maxted!
You're calling
it for 5. He bananas it through. He puts the arms in the air. He says, "How good am I?"
Number 2, Cooper Smith here from Sandhurst. A classy effort this. Had plenty of pace, plenty of dash. Bursts his way through there and sends it through. That is a quality goal.
Runs the paint marker 50. He just weaved a path and put it going. Oh, boy, oh boy.
Number 3, Jacob Austin here with a fantastic interception. Have a look at that. He got a bit of airtime, came across, took 2 bites at it. Great grab. Number 4, Brody Haddo here, as calm as you like, just waltzes his way through, gets around 1, outside of the shoe. A fantastic goal.
Haddo on the outside of the boot. That's a really classy finish from Brody Haddo.
Number 5, a great snap this from James Coughlin from Sandhurst. Just got the handball, left foot, put it through. Oh yeah.
But it spills out to Coughlin, and Coughlin snaps the goal! 2 in a minute after not getting any for 45 minutes. Live 25, local fresh footy. It's prelim final day from the Queen Elizabeth Oval. Myself, Cam Power, Jason Stevens, John Hunter, joining you for all the action. Axton Saunders at ground level and Norm Jenkin up here doing stats. Norm Jenkin, what are the stats telling us from that first quarter? It's Eaglehawk 4-5-29 leading Gisborne 2-4-16.
Well, in the end, Eaglehawk took control of the game halfway through the quarter and had 14 inside 50s to Gisborne's 10 inside 50s. Intercept marks. Interesting to note that neither side have been able to get on top of the opposition by taking marks when they've been leaving their default 50.
I'm down here with Travis Matheson, the co-coach of Eaglehawk, 13-point lead at quarter time. What did you make of the first quarter?
I just thought we were probably a touch off with our skill. We probably tried to bite off a little bit more. We could chew it a couple of times. Thought we looked dangerous going inside 450. Just got to finish it work off.
What's the key in this second term onwards?
I think just, getting it inside 50 and just making sure that we finish the work together.
Thanks, Travis. Appreciate your time. Travis Matheson there, the co-coach of Eaglehawk. Also, Rob Waters from Gisborne immediately once the siren ended at the first quarter got the boys together, and he was cool, calm and collected with them, and Pat McKenna said, let's keep to the basics, boys. So they were still upbeat, even though they're down by 13 points at the first change.
As I was saying, neither side able to intercept the opposition. There was one big one in the centre there from Eaglehawk in that quarter, but there was only 4 intercept marks. There was 16 ball ups for the quarter and 8 throw-ins, and only one out on the full, and that was Gisborne.
Thanks, Norm Jenkin, with the stats. Father Jackson Saunders down there at ground level. Jason Stevens, you were having a look at the better players for Gisborne in that quarter.
I was, Cam, and it was early. They were really, really good, Gisborne. So the better players I thought were Harry Luxmore, James Gray, Matt Merritt, and Pat McKenna.
Live 25, local fresh footy. It's the preliminary final in the Bendigo Football Netball League, season 2025. It's Eaglehawk. They lead this one, 4-5-29 at quarter time to 2-4-16. The Dogs, Gisborne. For the second term, live 25, local fresh finals football. Here's Cam Power.
Pretty good crowd in attendance here at the QEO. It's a perfect day for footy. Umpire Carter just holding up, waiting for the last of the spectators to get off the ground. Quite a big crowd in this afternoon. One will advance to take on Sandhurst. The loser is Curtains. Second quarter, Frost wins the first hit, but it's straight to Dennehy, who wheels his way through. Just got the handball out, was just held up at the last second. Eaglehawk get the run-off defence through Donnett. Donnett will wheel the kick up towards Thompson at centre-half forward. Clears over his head. It spills out the back to O'Shannessy. Picked it up cleanly. Handball off to Horry. Slipped over and Vescovi got him. Vescovi then handball short pass Evans. Evans to Burke. Burke central was good, and Gisborne are away straight through the middle of the ground through Dylan Johnson, but he's bounced it and he's almost mucked it up, but he's able to recover. Handball to Dennehy, back to a teammate Burke, who was absolutely crunched by Evans, and he'll receive a free kick for a high tackle.
So Dogs, they want one on the board early, you'd think. Burke now, true centre wing, broadcast side, dishes off by hand, gives to Evans. Evans of the Dogs, inside forward 50, shallow ball. Luxmore's there, but it'll be Eaglehawk rebounding off half back. It's a kick that's fanned wide. It'll go into the path of Ben Thompson. 2 players both keep their feet, but it will be the Dogs that emerge. Handball, it was Evans of the Dogs. There's 2 Evans out there, of course, 3 in fact, 2 for the Borough and 1 for the Dogs. Now it is Dennehy, inside forward 50 for the Dogs, 35 out from goal, trying to bit of it, don't argue, there was Johnson, got away with it, and we'll have a stoppage, in fact with a free kick, and it'll go the way of the Dogs. I reckon umpire Goodridge has picked one for too high, Jace.
He has, it's James Gray, and I'm pretty sure knowing Jimmy he can have a set shot here. I don't think he'll pass this one.
Is it? Gee, I reckon it is.
Well, he's definitely having a set shot now.
I think the non-officiating umpire's called
No,
back.
it wasn't. It was umpire that was in charge.
The non-officiating umpire's just charged out of the middle to get down there. So.
Yeah, it was umpire Carter that awarded the 50. He blew his whistle straight away, and of course, as you said, well, write it in the book straight away. So a lacklustre goal, but a very important one for the Dogs at the top of the second term. That takes the Dogs to 3-4-22. They trail Eaglehawk 4-5-29. Scoreboard sponsor Parsons Towing in Castlemaine. Live 25, local fresh footy. Ill discipline, Jace, can cost you in a final.
It can cost you, and it's. I'm probably going to go the other way though, and actually talk about the way that Gisborne's trying to move the footy. You can see the clear instruction from Rob Waters to get the ball in the corridor and go fast with it. They try to do it all day long.
Fast start to the second quarter, as it was the first. Going down, Gisborne will send it inside forward 50. The kick will come from James Gray. His kick up towards the top of the 50. Intercept for Eaglehawks. Donnett. Handballs off to Thompson. That's Sam. 1 of 4 Thompsons out there for Eaglehawk. Down the line it goes. Quick keers over the top. Ben Thompson lays a strong tackle in defence for Eaglehawk. Overrunning the footy there. Eaglehawk was Butterick, and it goes over the boundary line for a boundary throw in.
Another highlight of the quarter-time message from co-coach Travis Matheson of Eaglehawk was that their work around stoppages has been excellent so far in this game, and they want that to continue.
And Jed Dennehy's doing all the ruck work for Gisborne at the moment. Up against Frost. He got to the front to Dennehy, but Frost was able to pick up the footy. Bang it inside forward 50 to a one-on-one contest. Nick Thompson the target. Burton comes in and punches it towards the boundary line. Kept alive by Kuma. He snaps back around the body centrally. Clayton Holmes will get the fly. Couldn't quite take the mark. Spills to ground level. Benaki's defensive pressure from Gisborne was strong to hold up the footy. Mullen managed to fire out a handball. Umpire's letting him play. Eventually it's just going to bobble around at the bottom of the pack. Still circling. And eventually he crosses his arms and says, ball it up. 25 out from goal. Bendigo City end of the ground.
Eaglehawk in attack. They are looking for a reply in this second term. They lead by 7 points, 29 playing 22. Whistle on play, and they'll get a free kick, and it might go to Billy Evans. Didn't see what it was for, but it's certainly Billy Evans, and he needs to kick it.
Umpire signalled a hold by the looks.
Billy Evans playing up forward too, Jace.
He is, yeah. Those midfielders are changing forward. Sorry, I was just giving Cam no, I'm not going to comment about the free kick decision. It was, I did not see it at all. Yeah, those midfielders are resting forward.
Billy Evans well inside 50 to the Bendigo City end and kicks the goal. So a quick reply in this second term, 4 minutes in. It takes Eaglehawk to 5-5-35 to Gisborne 3-4-22. Score sponsor Parsons Towing, Live 25, local fresh footy.
Hurts, doesn't it, when you get a shot like that, 25 metres out directly in front. That certainly hurts the momentum that they did have in the early moments of this quarter.
Go back into the centre of the QEO here. Umpire Carter will throw the ball up in the air. Dennehy gets a run up. Frost was able to win the tap though. Dennehy then picked it off at ground level. Handballs to Benaki. Sells some candy. Steps around Evans and then sends a high ball inside forward 50. Needs a fly. Doesn't get one. Spills to the front of the pack. Handball to Luxmore. Luxmore runs into an open goal and he absolutely muffs it up. He had the runaway goal. I think Langford's defensive pressure to just get a touch on him at the last second just affected the kick, but it's a massive blow and Luxmore misses a golden opportunity. 35 plays 23, 6 minutes into the second quarter. Score sponsor is Bendigo City Framers.
Ty Evans will kick it in broadcast side. His target was Jack Thompson. Is he going to get a free kick? In fact, it's push went the other way. No, it's a free kick to Thompson. Thompson now. He goes aggressively back into his defensive zone. Ends up okay to Dylan Hanley. Into the back pocket in the opposite side, so they're working it through Langford. Langford onto a teammate who now kick it long. It's a long ball underneath the footy, couldn't quite get it. There was O'Shaughnessy. Ball spills, then it's won by the Dogs. They'll bring it back the other way. Long kick by Ryan Burke.
Burke's kick. Jonty Neves will take the intercept mark for Eaglehawk. Played a terrific role last week intercepting the footy, but his disposal at times was just probably what hurt him a little bit, Jason Stevens. I know you mentioned that he's an underrated player. He wheels the kick out of there, sends it down the line. Good flying mark taken there by Nick Hoare. Strong above his head. Hoare gets it. Looks to go quickly. He does up towards Joel Mullen, but getting back and knocking the ball over the boundary line was Elijah Burton for a boundary throw in.
You can see those contrasting styles, can't you? That's Eaglehawk moving the ball down the boundary line versus Gisborne when they do get it, trying to bring it back through the corridor and go really fast.
Half-time score in the Heathcote Footy League Grand Final. Mount Pleasant 8-7-55, leading North Bendigo 5-2-32.
The Borough in attack to the City end. Umpire will throw it in. Up they'll go. Frost wins the tap for the Borough. Tries to put in the path of Butterick. Emerging with the footy now was Johnson. Johnson, the Dogs, poor kick. Ineffective, and he's coughed it right up. It's going to be a turnover. Bennett now long, inside forward 50. They'll set themselves, pushed off the footy. Is it going to be paid to Clayton Holmes? It is. He used his body well, and he's going to have a shot at a goal, Jason.
He is, and it's it was good body work. It's probably a little bit early for mine, but certainly it wasn't a push. It was more a body sort of nudge.
A little bit quiet last week, Clayton Holmes. That would have stung him. He's got a chance now to put one on the board. Pretty tight angle. Opens it up, and he's just missed it. And important kicks are being missed as well. That takes Eaglehawk to 36. They lead Gisborne 23. 8 minutes gone, second term, live 25, local fresh footy.
So Benaki will bring the ball into play for the Dogs, out of defence. Looking to move it as fast as what he was earlier. He's going to have to send it out wide. It's a nice kick, and Werner is able to juggle the mark. He's hard up against the boundary line. Jack Thompson is encroached on the mark. You heard the calls for 50, not doing. Umpire, down the line they go. Luxmore couldn't take it, but he's able to recover. He was tackled straight away. In the tackle there from Aidan Hanley. So that might be a match-up as well. Hanley versus Luxmore, Jason Stevens.
It has been. They've been running together the entire game.
Knocked down. Gisborne will win it out of the contest. It's taken away by Johnston. Dylan Johnston wheels down, finds a kick, and rather gallantly Miletus was able to play on. He sends it inside forward 50 and lands on the chest of Gray. Gray will wheel around the body and snap goalwards. It's bending back to perfection. James Gray kicks an absolute ripper. Snapping around his body and found it through. And the fast ball movement of Gisborne pays off there. Good setup from Miletus. And the score moves to 4-5-29. Eaglehawk 5-6-36. 9 minutes gone. Score sponsor Don Smallgoods is Don is good.
It's an absolute superstar, Cam. He was the captain of the under-19 Bendigo Interleague team earlier in the year, and ripping bloke to go with a sensational footballer, and fantastic finish from an elite player.
We've got a preliminary final on our hands today. Promises to be a close finish. The winner will proceed to the grand final next week. Dennehy wins the tap for the Dogs. Making a path, however, did well was Nick Hoare. Ball slews. It'll be the Dogs that will win it through Johns. Johns gets tackled. Ball spills across half forward. Eaglehawk in attack. Stoppage. Ball up.
Halftime score in the North Central as well. It's Birchip Watcham 7 goals 5, leading Calder United 5 goals 5.
Umpire Goodrich will ball it up. Across half forward, Eaglehawk in attack. Dennehy, big tap. Put it down the throat of Johns of the Dogs. He'll go to half forward. They've got the numbers. On the end of a handball was McKenna. McKenna, a cute little one over the top. They're running in numbers here. Werner gives it off. Shot at goal. And it's a goal to Dylan Johnson. In fact, it might have been Miletus. Luke Miletus with it. On the outside of the boot. Pops it through. And goal for goal. They're doing well here. Score sponsor Aussie Disposals. Live 25 local fresh footy. 10 minutes gone. Eaglehawk now 5-6-36. One solitary behind the margin. 5-5-35 Dogs.
A couple in a row for Gisborne, really important in this contest. And that run and carry, they're moving the ball a lot faster than what I've seen throughout the year Gisborne today. So it's really evident that they've identified something in the Eaglehawk game that they think they can exploit, and they're trying to run through them.
Like there's been a few times, Jace, where they've just wanted to move the ball on as soon as they take the mark. I like Miletus in that last goal along the boundary here just to keep it alive, and it pays dividends. Back in the middle we go. Isley won the tap for Eaglehawk. It spills out to Hoare, who was taken strongly in the tackle by Trotter, and he illegally disposed of the footy. So Pat Trotter getting involved in the game for Gisborne. Free kick, centre of the QEO. He'll come wide in the direction here of Manders. Manders couldn't quite take the mark. McGregor came and put the pressure on, then McGregor was able to pick it up. Manders held him up in a tackle. Good one-on-one contest results in a ball up. There's a scrap off the ball. Father Jackson Saunders at ground level. You might have seen what's going on down there. Umpire Carter's pulled a free kick out inside forward 50, well off the ball.
He has, and it seems to be dissipating now, so it's calmed down. Pat McKenna in the vicinity of the action that took place, and it looks like that it was Eaglehawk Sam Thompson too that was there. So coming off the ground at the moment is James Gray from Gisborne, who's just been replaced.
So was there no free kick?
Well, it's a bit unclear what happened there, but I don't think so.
So why was the whistle from the umpire down there called if there's no free kick? Not sure what's happened there, but we're back in the middle. Trying to find a way through Billy Evans. That's a free kick because he was tackled and disposed of the footy illegally. Matt Merritt will receive the footy for Gisborne. He tried to take the kick. Umpire said no. Make sure you give it to the man who laid the tackle, Pat Trotter. He's laid 3 strong tackles in a matter of moments. He'll wheel the ball inside forward 50. It comes off hands. Front of the pack, there's Hoare. Handball over the top to Kuma. Kuma sends a little kick down the poolside wing. Picked up Mullen. Mullen comes central. He finds Evans. Evans wheels it inside forward 50. It just didn't sit for Clayton Holmes. The kick was there to hit him, and it just didn't get him. But it was good fast transition play from Eaglehawk from one end of the ground to the other.
MCDFNL half-time. Trentham 4-4-28. Carisbrook inaccurate 2-8-20.
Umpire will throw it in. In attack, Eaglehawk underneath the scoreboard. 1 point margin. The Borough, they lead. Emerging with a footy was Dennehy for the Dogs off half back. Long ball, fans it wide. Ty Evans will pick it up though for the Blues. Gets tackled. Good strong tackling Dogs through Werner. And a free kick. Well, in fact, it's a ball up, but good open footy and good umpiring so far, I reckon, Jason. I'm liking what they're doing.
Yeah, letting a lot of it go. There's been a couple of little small ones that we'd probably like to see let go, but overall really good.
Intensity's up for prelim final day. Sandhurst awaits the winner. Loser doesn't come back next week. It doesn't get much bigger than this in Bendigo Footy League finals. Eaglehawk clear the kick out of the contest. Nick Hoare was there, couldn't find it. It comes backwards here. Tracking after it, there will be Mins of Gisborne. Mins will then pick it up. Down the line he goes. Spills off hands. Out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Pull side. In front of the green and white 10 over there, Jason Stevens.
There's not a lot of patrons at the green and white 10, Cam. We need to get a few more over there lined up to purchase a few things.
Probably to pay for the coaches camp next season. As the umpire throws it in now. It'll be the Dogs. McKenna threw his head back and umpire Carter agreed. In fact, it might be Benaki. Benaki was the recipient of the free kick. He was super last week. He'll go inside forward 50. McKenna was the target. Flew. It hit him, but it rebounded off. Now it's Thompson that picks it up for the Borough. Jack Thompson ground level. And we'll have a stoppage. Ball up 30 metres out directly in front.
The man you mentioned there, Johnny, Jack Thompson, really courageous going back with the flow of the ball to help to affect that spoil and stoppage defensively.
For Jackson at ground level, bringing all the action from ground level. Dylan Johnson tried to emerge with the footy and he got tackled and he'll be done holding the ball. Free kick, Eaglehawk through Butterick. So Butterick's deep in defence. He can give the handball off to Langford, who runs past. He receives it. Langford will kick on the right. It'll go down in the McGregor direction. McGregor, a little bit smaller than size than a few around him there, but he was able to fly. Couldn't take the mark, but it spills off hands and out of bounds for a boundary throw in.
Braden Frost and Jed Dennehy, the two ruckmen, they've just had a spell on the bench and they're both back on the ground.
So right in front of us, grandstand side, it'll be thrown in. The two ruckmen just mentioned. Frost was the one that wins out, spills off, bouncing it down, and Mins will happily see it over the boundary line for a boundary throw in.
1 point margin. We've got the close one in the preliminary final, just the way we like it. Don't go anywhere if you're at home in the man shed or the women's shed, whatever shed you got, or you're in the car at work. Hope you're enjoying this preliminary final, 2025, live 25, local fresh footy. Dennehy overran the footy, then they dive in on top of it. And marginally forward of centre wing broadcast side, Eaglehawk in attack will have a stoppage. 36, playing 35. Up they go. Frost wins the tap. Put it down the throat of Ben Thompson. He'll go inside forward 50. Isley was the target. Didn't have eyes for footy, I don't reckon. And it was a courageous mark there by Normington of the Dogs.
Normington looks up. Umpires told him to go pretty much straight away. He'll send it down the wing. Sam Thompson will get there for Eaglehawk and take the intercept mark. Thought about quickly going, eventually does. Handball's off to Evans. Evans gives the handball to Butterick. Butterick could go back to Evans. This is Ty Evans. He finds a short pass to Thompson. This is Nick Thompson from 50. He lines up the goals. It's gone right to the goal line and hits the post. So chance goes begging. Nick Thompson hitting the post. It's 37 playing 35. 16 and a half gone in the second quarter. Eaglehawk leading.
So, pressure's on here. Kick in for the Dogs. Comes broadcast side. Dennehy, that Zach jumped high, but the ball spilled there to O'Brien of Eaglehawk, but coughed it up. Kicked it straight to Burke of the Dogs. Short pass, effective James Gray. Played in the Interleague under-19 game earlier this season. Super player. In fact, did he go into the seniors or not? He might have.
No, he didn't. No, he captained the under-19 side.
Captain of the under-19.
Ask the coach, he's sitting there, don't look at me.
Yeah, well, you're the oracle in Bendigo footy camp as Dennehy pumps it into the middle, but all with Eaglehawk. Ty Evans overruns the footy. Gray, there's the man. Handball over the top. It's all open now. Merritt of the Dogs. He's got a lead on. He honours it. McKenna can't quite drag it in. And at 50 metres, it was a finger tipper and it goes over the boundary line and we'll have a ball in. Dogs in attack.
One matchup we haven't talked about a lot today is Joel Budrick running around with Benaki from Gisborne, and Benaki's been pretty quiet so far. I think that matchup's going in Eaglehawk's favour.
I just love the fact you had a question about the under-19s interleague side and you look to me when you've got the coach of that side sitting to the opposite side of you, Johnny.
Well, he's still got PTSD, I think, Jason, in that game.
Frost emerges with the footy, sends it down the line for Eaglehawk. Mark taking Clayton Holmes. Fell to ground a little bit too easily. Umpire wasn't buying it. Gets up, wheels the kick into O'Shannessy, and he hits him as well. O'Shannessy marks right on the paint of 50. Almost directly in front here. He's going to handball off. It'll be a low shot from Evans, and he's kicked it inside forward 50. And standing there minding his own business will be dead Dennehy, and all of a sudden the ball speared into his chest, and he takes the mark but his kick's a shocker, and it's gone straight to Clayton Holmes, who was unable to mark, and he knocks the ball over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in.
A couple of bad decisions in a row there. Jacko Sanderson would certainly be a better shot at goal than handballing off to Ty Evans, who's under pressure.
Right.
Would have liked a better finish, though, to at least maybe get some air on it, I reckon.
True.
Umpire will throw it in. Jed Dennehy grabs it out of the ruck, and for the Dogs, he puts it into the path of a teammate who slid into it, Miletus. This is Luke Miletus. He was good last week as well. 10 metres in from the boundary line, swimming pool side. Miletus now will go long. He'll kick it down the line to set themselves. McKenna was the target. He was too deep. He did keep his feet. And Frost gets up gingerly at ground level. We're going to have a stoppage here. Ball up, out of side. Just marginally forward in attack are the Dogs, who trail by 2 points.
Luke Miletus, who had that last touch, kicked the last goal in this contest 9 minutes ago. No goal since then.
Thanks, Father Jackson at ground level. Not sure what's going on here. Neither player's got any possession of the footy. They're all just standing there waiting for the umpire, and the ball was at the back of the pack on the ground there, Jason. I don't think I've seen anything like that for a while.
Some strange things
Why didn't
happen.
they try and pick the ball up? I don't know what's going on out there. Far wing, ball up, knocked down. Jed Dennehy's been good for Gisborne. They decided to roll with him and leave Olive out of the side, the ruckman who'd played predominantly in the twos, who had a crack in the earlier final series, and I think so far it's probably been okay.
In the netball, it's Sandhurst up against Gisborne, and it is a 1-goal margin. Sandhurst 15 playing Gisborne 16. Very similar to what's going on here when it comes to the closeness of the contest.
Of course, Gisborne await the winner of that game in A-grade netball next week. Can one of their football sides in senior footy join them? Knocked down. We'll have a ball up right on the top of the 50. You heard that in the special effects. Quite happy with the tackling pressure of the Dogs at the moment.
Earlier today, Sandhurst in the A reserve got up over South Bendigo 64-43 in the netball, and Gisborne in the B grade 51 beat Strathwood say 44.
After all that, Sam Thompson received the footy and tried to find a way through the tackle, was caught holding the ball, so free kick to Gray. Gray is 60 from home. He'll go with a low kick inside forward 50 for Luxmore. He almost pulled it down. Good defensive punch from Hanley. Eaglehawk will work it out. They'll handball their way up. Sam Thompson gave it off. Budrick clears the kick down the cool side wing, but it's just drifted out of bounds on the full. Turnover for the Dogs. They'll come central. Ryan Burke, who takes the mark, sliding in on his knees. Handball off. They'll run at the Dogs. Short pass was good. That pass came from Normington. Normington found a teammate. They'll wheel it inside forward 50 now, Gisborne. And a mark's been taken by Zach Dennehy, who's 50 metres out, but he's right on the boundary. In fact, any closer to the boundary and he could be in the showers in those poolside change rooms, I reckon, down there. Tough kick from here, Jason. He's not even going to attempt to take it. He's going to centre it inside forward 50. No mark taken. Eaglehawk will clear the kick out of defence. Floating kick, no mark taken from Isley. Decided to punch instead. Gray was in there for Gisborne, couldn't take it. McGregor comes to lane to hand, and he offends with a high tackle, so free kick Gisborne.
Might be James Gray getting
It
up
is
to the
James
footy.
Gray. He's been very good.
He has. He'll go inside forward 50 now. They'll set themselves. Frost at the back of the pack came off his hand. Ball spills, but numbers with Eaglehawk. They'll rebound it out. They're under pressure. You sense that the Dogs are on top here. They need to make the most of it. In the area is Evans of the Dogs. Might be a free kick.
Well done. Hold his ground really well.
He goes aggressive inboard. He's got a player on. Through, in fact, it's Burke. Burke will now go shallow inside forward 50. McKenna. It's been an almost afternoon so far, McKenna. Now the ball is kicked long. It's the Dogs with a chance here. A little bit of a swat at the ball. Running on it was Gray. Gray now goes to Johnson to the back door. Further, they retreat here through Manders. Then they'll go to the top of the square. Aggressive kick mark. And it's that man. It is McKenna. And Jace, as I said, it's been a bit of an almost afternoon so far, but he's got the chance here to put one on the board.
I think you'd be writing this one in your book, Johnny. This is right in Pat McKenna territory. I think he'd be good from here.
Well, I'm 50-something, Jason. I reckon I could kick that from there. Albeit I could never kick over a jam. Tinwell's actually playing, but he's pretty close to goal, directly in front. Barnard Street end. Let's see what he does. And he does it pretty easy, like a true professional does. So, interesting here at the home of country football, the QEO. Gisborne They take the lead 6-5-41 to Eaglehawk 5-7-37 score. Sponsor Bendigo City Framers Live 25 local fresh.
Gisborne in this term, Johnny, have kicked 4 goals to 1. So they have the momentum, Jason, and 3 unanswered goals now to the Bulldogs.
They do have the momentum, Jacko, and it's certainly, from my point of view, I think Eaglehawk need to roll that. This might be a biased comment, but they might want to roll that defensive matchup across to James Gray, because he's absolutely on fire.
Having a terrific game. He's certainly in contention for our Bendigo City Framers Best On Ground Sponsors Award this afternoon. Ball out of the middle. Jed Dennehy emerges. He's also in contention. He rolls straight out of the centre, sends it to the top of the goal square. McKenna couldn't take the mark. Langford comes out, handballs it rather deliberately towards the boundary line. But we're not going to see that one paid in Bendigo footy. That's a story for another day. Throw in inside forward 50, left-hand forward pocket.
We'll come to Norm Jenkins, I reckon, pretty soon. See what the score, the stats is telling us, because just as the eye sees it, you reckon it is the Dogs that are dominating at ground level. They have it inside forward 50. Evans picked up their footy and it was smothered off the boot now. Comes to defensive 50. In attack, Dogs, broadcast side. Thompson picks it up. Hurried kick out of the pack. Kuma was his target. Good defensive punch there by the Dogs, and it goes over the boundary line. Norm Jenkins, are they telling us any different to what we're seeing?
No, they're not, John. The Dogs have certainly taken control with 13 inside 50s in the second half of this quarter, and Eaglehawk have had 9 inside 50s for the quarter.
Certainly an interesting stat to keep an eye on. It does feel like Gisborne have really lifted the intensity as we approach half-time. Eaglehawk will come straight through the middle though. They'll wheel it up now. Find Clayton Holmes, who marks on his chest. 80 from home. Turns around. Nice kick inside forward 50. Almost landed on the chest of a teammate there was Nick Thompson. Couldn't find him. Spills off hands. Might have been Ben Isley down there. But Gisborne have worked it out. James Gray on fire. Handball over the top. Johnston trapped it nicely. Handball without looking, but he knew Gray was going to be there. That shows how good they are. They were just in sync. They work it to Evans. Evans will then wheel it up towards the top of the 50. Sam Thompson couldn't take the intercept mark for Eaglehawk. Off hands. They'll find it back to Sam Thompson. Umpire says, no, I thought he was going to pay an incorrect disposal there, but he didn't. Umpire Goodridge crosses his arms, will ball it up on the painter 50. Barnard Street, end of the ground. Gisborne in attack.
Eaglehawk under pressure. You can sense it. Grabbed it out of the air was Jed Dennehy. Didn't make over the required distance. Free kick to Donnett, who might have got one too high in that little contest. So Jack Donnett, we gave him the Bendigo City Framers Sponsors Award a couple of weeks ago, and the last couple of games he's been relatively quiet, Cam, so I'm not sure if we'll give it to him this afternoon. Let's see what he can do. He goes down the middle, hits Thompson. Good hit. This is Ben. 1 of 4 out there this afternoon. Thompson now will try to put it in the path of Nick Thompson. Can't do it. Ball spills. Oh, Brereton should have marked it. Then he's got time. Handballs it to a teammate who will spread it wide. A little awkward looking kick. Did it go out of bounds on the floor? It was touched off hands.
Might have been this matchup in the first final these two played when Donnett received that award.
Yeah.
Against the Gisborne in the first week of finals.
Umpire will throw it in. Good observation there, Cam, as Big Frost taps it forward for the Borough. And we're going to have a secondary balling.
Bit warm for a Frost today. We'll throw it in right in front of us in our broadcast position.
The funny stuff to the funny people, Cameron.
At the cobbler's cobble, as they say. We'll throw it inside. Jed Dennehy's been magnificent. He knocked Frost off the footy, then picked up the ball, handballed it out, but Evans was able to intercept Eaglehawk. Handballs off to Donnett. Donnett will then send it inside forward 50. Isley comes out, couldn't quite take the mark. Gisborne have got the numbers at ground level. Evans to Vescovi. Vescovi's kick central was good, and it hits its target in Johns. Johns will wheel and go, leading out Luxmore, couldn't take the mark. Jonty Neves has been all over him. He's able to work it into the middle though. Gisborne, they'll bounce their way through the centre. Short pass is good. Johnston marks it. 70 from home. He wheels around on the left. McKenna's got separation. He'll fly at the footy. Numbers from Eaglehawk come. James Gray was able to rove it at ground level. Handballed it. Got it back to Gray. Gray snaps. Kick smothered. Kuma charges through. He picks up the footy and he's tackled straight away. No prior opportunity there. We'll have a ball up inside forward 50. Father Jackson Saunders at ground level.
Jacob O'Brien with that smother, which you called beautifully Cam for Eaglehawk, a great 1%er.
Dogs inside forward 50. Whistle on play.
Free kick.
Free kick by umpire Dean Goodridge.
Frost.
Didn't see what it was for, but the big ruckman in Frost. He's got the free kick. Just mucking around with a little bit. We'll have a restart now. Good hit. Hits Kuma. Kuma now turns and goes from half back to half forward. Holmes used his body well, then will run on the footy. He's 60 metres out and he gets collared. Surely incorrect disposal. Handball over the top. O'Shannessy to Isley. Isley gets tackled by Burke of the Dogs. And good, strong, hard footy. It's a final. Let it go. I like it.
I'm not sure you can bounce the ball when you're being tackled there, Jace.
No, I think they're a bit unlucky, but I tell you what, they're credit to them the way they fight back in again.
Absolutely, this is a cracking contest. You can tell both teams are up for this one. Neither team wants their season to end. Hoare tried to emerge with the footy. A little dribbling kick further forward. Vescovi will be tackled by Shaughnessy, but he shrugs him off. Then he gets some space. Vescovi goes on a run. The stand-in captain wheels the ball down the line towards the boundary line. And a terrific stand-in captain, Zach Vescovi. Of course, Jack Reaper, unfortunately out with an ACL injury down there on the bench in front of us, willing his side on. Vescovi's playing a magnificent role down in defence, as he so often does. McKenna's also gone behind the ball as well. So maybe that's a tactic late in the quarter, Jason Stevens.
I would have thought so, yeah. Try and hold up here. If they can take the lead into half-time, it's a fantastic result.
So he looks like he's going to man up. Neves down there, and it'll be Vescovi playing loose. Back on the ball here, Benaki will wheel it down the line. Zach Dennehy flies from behind and takes a magnificent grab. Over the top of the pack, Zach Dennehy. He gets it and wheels. Dennehy wheels it inside forward 50. Not taken. Spills to the back where Matt Merritt's able to get it. Couldn't find a way through. And eventually he was done holding the ball. 1 spin, 2 spin, 3 too many. Holding the ball. Eaglehawk free kick.
Doesn't matter, Cam. I reckon you owe Andrew Dennehy about $20 so far this afternoon. He's racking him up. He'll be listening to Clayton Holmes now with the footy. Defensive side of centre wing. Siren sounds, 4-point margin. We've got the close one. The Dogs here by 4 points, half-time.
It has been an epic half. Jason Stevens, as a coach's point of view, how are you seeing this game at the moment? What moves would you make differently from either side of the camp?
Probably contrasting styles at the moment, Cam. It's clearly Gisborne trying to bring the ball back through the corridor and trying to attack the game, which is probably something that the Eaglehawk coaching staff weren't anticipating. It's not something that I've seen them do a heck of a lot this year. So you probably adjust that when you talk together at halftime for a group. Just a bit of a watch coming off the ground here too. Zach Vescovi, left shoulder is hanging quite low. So it looks like it could be a stinger, but I've noticed he did come off the ground early in the game too with that left shoulder, a little bit of concern. So if that's sore and he can't go, that changes things up considerably.
One to keep an eye on down there. That is a huge story developing here at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. We'll keep Father Jackson Saunders on top of that one at ground level in the second half. But it's half time here at the QEO. A big second half to come. The Dogs are fired up. The Borough also fired up. 6-5-41 Gisborne, 5-7-37 Eaglehawk on Live 25. Local fresh footy.
When it comes to reducing pain and rebuilding strength, Kaiser leaves nothing to chance. Our university-qualified health professionals don't just treat problem areas, they design personalised training programs using Swiss-engineered machines unique to Kaiser. These machines safely isolate the affected area, test your strength, and help rebuild your muscles for a stronger and healthier life. Kaiser, physiotherapy, rehabilitation, and strength training. Building strength with precision.
It's time to take a look at the Bendigo Football Netball League top 5 from the semi-finals. Kobe Maxted starts us off with a strong pack mark here, right on the goal line. A beautiful strong grab.
Oh, Kobe Maxted!
You're calling it for 5. He bananas it through. He puts the arms in the air. He says, "How good am I?"
Number 2, Cooper Smith here from Sandhurst. A classy effort this. Had plenty of pace, plenty of dash. Bursts his way through there and sends it through. That is a quality goal.
Runs the paint marker 50. He just weaved a path and put it going. Oh, boy, oh boy.
Number 3, Jacob Austin here with a fantastic interception. Have a look at that. He got a bit of airtime, came across, took 2 bites at it. Great grab. Number 4, Brody Haddo here, as calm as you like, just waltzes his way through, gets around 1, outside of the shoe, a fantastic goal.
Haddo on the outside of the boot. That's a really classy finish from Brody Haddo.
Number 5, a great snap this from James Coughlin from Sandhurst, just got the handball, left foot, put it through, oh yeah.
But it spills out to Coughlin, and Coughlin snaps the goal! 2 in a minute after not getting any for 45 minutes.
And no preservatives. Used sachet included. Live local football and fresh FM sponsor. Mark is available from the flour aisle in Woolworths.
There are some big questions when it comes to mortgages. Fixed or variable rate? Could refinancing ease the pressure? Fresh sponsored Mortgage Choice Bendigo is here to help. Your local Mortgage Choice Bendigo broker compares rates from over 35 lenders and guides you through your options with expert advice. Visit us at the front of Strath Village or search Mortgage Choice Bendigo today. Take the stress out of your mortgage decisions and let's find the right solution for you.
Live Saturday afternoon local football. Only one station. Supporters know, coaches and players know. And you know, it's Bendigo's Fresh FM. Thanks to local footy sponsor, more live Bendigo football. And now it's time to fire up delicious Don Footy Franks. They're made for the footy. Is Don, is good.
There are some big questions when it comes to mortgages. Fixed or variable rate? Could refinancing ease the pressure? Fresh sponsored Mortgage Choice Bendigo is here to help. Your local Mortgage Choice Bendigo broker compares rates from over 35 lenders and guides you through your options with expert advice. Visit us at the front of Strath Village or search Mortgage Choice Bendigo today. Take the stress out of your mortgage decisions and let's find the right solution for you.
Humanizer Mitre 10 stock what you need to get the job done. And now they have a massive pet department with a great range of fresh and dry pet food, treats, toys, leads, collars, beds and accessories. They also have a newly installed double do-it-yourself dog wash. Located in the northern car park, the dog wash is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Only $10 for 12 minutes. It includes shampoo, flea control, air conditioning rinse and blow dry. That's awesome. Humanizer Mitre 10, 35 Charleston Place, Bendigo.
Larky's new high-protein bread and specialty mixes are crafted to make healthy eating simple. Packed with goodness and made for convenience, these mixes are perfect for boosting your daily protein. Whether you're staying active, watching your macros, or just baking better at home. Larky High Protein, made with quality Australian wheat and no preservatives. Yeast sachet included. Live local football and Fresh FM sponsor. Larky is available from the flour aisle in Woolworths. Keeping it fresh. Your local station, Bendigo's Fresh. 101.5 FM.
It's half-time and I hope you're enjoying today's live Bendigo football match. Goody Fresh Central Victoria's local station has for more than 35 years broadcasting local live footy. Please support the local businesses that you hear during this broadcast, as it's local businesses that support your community football. After local band Dark Side, We Bring a Song will return with more live Bendigo football.
batteries, like hot water replacements, block cylinders, and burst pipes. All work is guaranteed. Go online for details.
Cloudy for Bendigo over the weekend. Overnight lows of 5 and 6 degrees Sunday, with weekend tops of 17 and 19 degrees Sunday. Melbourne's weekend forecast. Mostly cloudy, overnight lows of 10 and tops over the weekend of 18 with 21 degrees Sunday. A shower or two Monday for Bendigo, down to 8 and a top of 22. Showers Tuesday, 7 low overnight and a high of 15, and partly cloudy Wednesday, 2 low with a top of 16 degrees.
Wanting more 70s? SMS 0493 143 829. Contact our Fresh FM studios for more 80s and 90s. SMS 0493 143 829. Gorgeous, Wilson Burnley, more key flowers. Live Saturday afternoon local football. Only one station. Supporters know, coaches and players know, and you know, it's Bendigo's Fresh FM. Thanks to local footy sponsor, more live Bendigo football. And now it's time to fire up delicious double footy frags. They're made for the footy.
Live 25 local fresh prelim final footy from the Queen Elizabeth Oval Bendigo Football Netball League prelim final day. Gisborne and Eaglehawk is the game. Gisborne charging back out onto the ground. Eaglehawk, they lead by 4 points. Gisborne 6-5-41, Eaglehawk 5-7-37. Myself, Cam Power, John Hunter heading up the commentary with Jason Stevens on special comments, Jackson Saunders at ground level, and Norm Jenkin on stats this afternoon. Norm Jenkin, what are the stats telling us from this game? And you've got some scores from around the grounds as well.
Well, the stats are telling us that when Gisborne go into their forward 50, they're more efficient than what Eaglehawk have been, and that was shown with their 4 goals that quarter to Eaglehawk's 2. And it's been intercept marks have been in Eaglehawk's favour, but they haven't been able to do anything with it. They've picked off Gisborne 2 or 3 times in that quarter in their defensive half and haven't been able to make the most of it. So it's been a story of inside 50s dominating, and Gisborne were able to do it. But interesting to note that both teams were able to score their goals, majority of their goals, at the non-scoring end, as we saw in the earlier games. And a progressive score in the North Central. It's tightened up there. Birchip Watcham 8-5 lead the Calder United Lions 7-9.
Talking about close games, also in the A-grade netball, it is a 2-goal margin. Sandhurst 28 are leading Gisborne 26. So we'll keep our eye on that one. It looks like it's going to be a close finish.
Sure does. Jason Stevens, you've been joining us in comments. You've been looking at the better players from Gisborne. There's one player in particular that's been really impressive for mine, so I think the listeners will know who you're referring to there. And who else are you liked from Gisborne?
Well, I think we'll do him justice and actually make sure we mention his name as well. But James Gray was fantastic first half of the game from my point of view. I think Gisborne, as a whole team, have really brought intensity across the contest. I think they were the team that actually drove that intensity early and certainly played the better footy in the second quarter. So across the ground, some really good contributors across the ground, but certainly for me, James Gray's the best player on the ground.
I'm looking at our Bendigo City Framers Best on Ground Sponsors Award, and in the box there seems to already be a J and an A and an M already written in there. Did you do that?
I could have done that. It's in pencil at the moment, but we'll wait and see who wins the game.
Might be able to raise better players for Eaglehawk, John Hunter this afternoon. I should also mention the goal kickers before you do that as well. Billy Evans, Jack O'Shaughnessy, Joel Mullen and Nick Thompson, as well as Nick Hall for Eaglehawk, while for Gisborne it's true to Pat McKenna and singles to Luke Miletus, Matthew Merritt, Lockie Evans and James Gray.
I've really liked the game of Pala Kuma, but the one thing that lets him down has been his goal kicking. His field kicking is elite, but when he has a shot at goal, he's one of these players, he tightens up and he hasn't got the same style as what he does throughout the midfield. But all the Thompson boys getting their hands on the ball. But yeah, I reckon Kuma is the one. Clayton Holmes needs something special, I reckon, to grab this game by the throat.
He's the match winner, isn't he? He can turn it quite easily.
So let's get things underway here for the second half in the preliminary final. It's 37 playing 41. Gisborne lead the Dogs. Here is Cameron Power.
It was Dennehy that won it down. It managed to bubble its way up towards centre half forward. Eaglehawk turn it over and they'll go through the middle through Mullen. Mullen hits O'Shannessy. Good defensive punch from behind. Came from Evans. Been a good battle to watch. That was Lockie Evans of the Dogs. Eaglehawk will pump it back inside forward 50. Blake McGregor got a bounce that wasn't too kind. Able to work it out though. Kuma's now received it for Eaglehawk. He went sliding in, overran the footy. Ben Thompson picked it up. Ben Thompson handballs to Billy Evans. Billy Evans handballs off to Mullen. He steps one way then the other. Sends it to the top of the goal square. No mark by O'Shannessy off hands. He was tackled as well. Ball spills out. And Nick Thompson, he sharked it at the top of the pack and put it through for a minor score. So almost able to snap it around. 38 plays 41.
Vescovi kicks it in and hits Gray for the Dogs, looking broadcast side in his defensive 50. Now Vescovi down the line. Dennehy, Zach was his target. It was a poor kick. Picked up there by Jonty Neves. He handballed it to Nick Hall, who dropped the ball, which ordinarily he probably wouldn't have fumbled. He went at it one-handed though a little bit, and it spills over the boundary line. We'll have a ball in. 41 playing 38. It's the Dogs by 3 points. QEO, darkening skies. Rain is not forecast. Perfect conditions. Frost punches into the path of Mullen. Mullen, a cute little tap towards Ty Evans, but overran the footy. Now it's Merritt. Picked it up for the Dogs. Handball to the back door. They'll move it nicely and end up across right half forward. Footy is with Johnson. Inside forward 50. McKenna is the target. Lurking there is Luxmore, but the boundary line wins. And 20 metres around from the Dogs' goal. We'll have a ball in. They lead by 3 points. 2 minutes gone. Opening term. Third term, the premiership term in this preliminary final.
So we'll get a throw in inside forward 50. Frost won it down. Couldn't quite take it though. Benaki sharked it. Benaki snaps on Toll. Right to the top of the square. Donnet sees it over for a minor score. 38 plays 42. The lead now out to 4 points. 2 minutes into the third quarter.
Donnet will kick it in from fullback for the Two Blues. Twirls the ball between his hands and he'll kick it long beyond 50 to the swimming pool side.
And he does. Mark taken by Frost, who's starting to get on top in this game now. Frost will wheel the kick down the line right on cue. Kick favoured Ryan Burke of Gisborne. Burke will come central. Dangerous. Kuma was able to knock it towards the advantage of a teammate, but it worked to Gisborne's advantage. Benaki sends a high ball inside forward 50. McKenna almost came down with it. Langford did come down with it. McKenna came on top of him and will have a ball up. 30 out directly in front of goal.
We'll see that instantly again, Cam. As soon as Gisborne gets possession of the footy, bring it back through the corridor, try and go aggressive.
Umpire Carter, he'll ball it up. Big, strong tap. Dogs will run onto it. Man with the footy is Werner. Werner goes up and down the chimney. Bounces. It bounces back into play. And defensively, Eaglehawk put it out. And it will be a ball in. 35 around from goal. The Dogs, they lead by 4 points. 3 minutes into this third term. It feels like the game has seesawed all afternoon. Who's going to make the most of it? Using his body there was Frost of the Borough, and he sends it long to the wing.
It's a torpedo down the wing, which Jack O'Shannessy managed to wheel in without even looking at the footy. That was impressive. He wheels on the left, sends it into a one-on-one contest for Clayton Holmes to come from behind and try and take the grab. He didn't, but he picked it up at ground level, snapped around the body, minor score. We mentioned that he's the one for Eaglehawk that needs to get going if they're going to win the game. He's got 3 behinds on the day, so he needs to get on the goal board. 5-9-39, 6-6-42. Dogs will bring it back into play. Score sponsor, Jason Westcott Builder.
Who is going to take this game by the throat? Vescovi now for the Dogs. Trots out of his defensive square. Puts it in the path of Benaki. Benaki slid into the footy. He was made to work, but it's effective. He'll come to Johnson. Johnson now still across half-back. Aggressive kick into the middle. There's no real target, but it just emerged. Now the ball spills. Merritt for the Dogs. He'll collect. Tapping ball. Good work by Frost. Merritt, though, collected. He was good under pressure, but now they'll cop it up. Free kick for a throw. And a free kick, and might go the way of Gisborne, I reckon, the Dogs.
Was it for a throw or a hold?
A hold.
Hold. Yeah, I thought it might have been for a hold there, so it's a Gisborne free kick, pull side wing. They'll look to send it inside forward 50, the Dogs. Looking for a target. It'll be a high ball inside forward 50. Benaki comes from the side, couldn't take the mark, spills out. Ty Evans in there for Eaglehawk at the bottom of that pack will force the ball up. We'll have it balled up just inside forward 50.
Jace, whoever looks back at the tape as the loser will rue missed opportunities, I feel.
Yeah, just a few mistakes that have crept in, isn't there? That it's probably going to cost the ultimate prize, which is the grand final next week.
And who's more accurate in front of goal? Dennehy now spills it out, ends up with Benaki. Benaki will come corridor. He's got a player on in Normington. Normington well beyond 50. Now he goes inside. It's shallow. Good, strong, hard lead. And it's a dog's mark, and it goes to Miletus. So, Miletus, important kick.
Those entry kicks for Gisborne have been a little bit cleaner, I reckon. Those entry kicks into their forward 50, in particular after quarter time.
The man on the mark stands at 48.5 metres. Miletus now, corridor, good hit, hits up a target, and now they have the chance to put one through. The ball is with the Dogs through Benaki, and he's such a good player. Ironically, he's probably come back to almost where Miletus was standing when he kicked it, Chase.
He has. I think this is a finisher, though. This is a midfielder that finishes his work most of the time.
Because Miletus was at 48 metres. Now the man on the mark is at 38 metres. Benaki, poor kick. Didn't look like it at all. Lucky to score in the end. Another rude opportunity. Rude as in, not rude, R-U-D-E. Rude as in, oh, don't bother
R-U-E-D.
Cam. Don't bother Cam. He's just looking at me as if I'm speaking Egyptian to him. 43 playing 39. Why would I want to get in an English and grammar conversation with Cam? I'll never know. You got nothing, Cam?
Ty Evans will bring the ball back into play, sends it down the line and finds Frost. Frost takes the mark out of defence for Eaglehawk. Steadying things up a little bit here, Big Frosty getting involved in this third quarter. It's been a really good battle between him and Dennehy this afternoon. Down the line the kick goes, Ben Thompson comes in from the side, couldn't take the mark, spills to ground. Gisborne should be able to pick off the footy, it does. They'll go down the line, but it's going to come for Frost, who just fumbled at an important moment, so had to come through there. It was Budrick to clean up, and he's going to hold the tackle up for a ball up. 60 out from goal. 39 plays 43. Umpire Goodrich throws the ball off in the air. Dennehy gets a run up and punches it forward. Picked off. Couldn't find a way through Werner. Now it spills out. They'll send it inside forward 50 through Minns. And Minns has scuffed one inside forward 50 off the side of the boot almost. And the mark's been taken by the man of the day so far, James Gray, who will line him up 30 out directly in front. And I've just seen Jason preparing to write down the E and the S after already had JAM engraved on our City Framers Sponsors Award. But he's going to come in, James Gray, 35 out directly in front, waste no time, get the eraser out because he slammed it into the post. So he misses. 1 goal, 1 for him this afternoon. 39 plays 44. Gisborne in the front, score sponsor. Bendigo City Framers, Live 25 local fresh footy.
All tied up in the A-grade netball, 34 goals apiece. Sandhurst versus Gisborne. As the ball's killed out from fullback to Hanley. Hanley now. Aiden Hanley. Down the line on the wing. Coomer is the target. Hits him. Watch this, Jace. It'll be a perfect kick. Field kick. It's long. It is perfect. It'll go into the path of a teammate. Couldn't quite get Mullen. Now Benaki. Benaki's in the contest for the Dogs. Spills towards the boundary line. Eaglehawk will keep it in. Thompson shoveled it out, but wasn't quite quick enough. In fact, it might be a free kick. I thought he might have stepped over the line. So it'll go to the Dogs. Merritt received a short pass, 15-metre ball. He's on defensive 50 for the Dogs.
And he does, Merritt. He'll wheel it backwards to the top of the goal scorer where he finds Vescovi in defence. So they'll look to reverse horseshoe it out of there. He does go in that direction to continue that chain. Oh, the kick, though, went over its intended target, but Gisborne have got the numbers at the back. Campbell Johns receives. Johns kicks down the line. No mark taken. Picked up Burner. Managed to find a way through. Handball forward in front of Dennehy. Couldn't quite receive it. Bouncing ball in there for the Dogs again. Werner spills out to Jack Thompson. Jack Thompson gets the handball off. Now they're away. Inboard Budrick. Budrick fires the handball off to Coomer. Coomer was able to shrug a tackle. He can sidestep one way, then snap around his body inside forward 50. No mark taken. In fact, a good mark taken there by Gisborne in defence. Ben Thompson thought he might have been shoved in the back. Might be Lockie Evans, I reckon, has possession of the ball for the Dogs.
It is Lockie Evans.
So Evans will come out of defence. Down the pool side wing he goes. Luxmore and Johnson. Johnson tried to jump over the top and couldn't take it. Hanley was tackled by Dylan Johnson, dropped the footy. You heard the quills for holding the ball. Not doing, we'll have a ball up.
We've gone 10 minutes in this third term and no goal has been kicked so far. 3 behinds to Gisborne and 2 to Eaglehawk.
Three-quarter time at Carisbrook. It's Trentham 7-4-46. Carisbrook 3-10-28. You would think 31-year drought could be over for Trentham.
There you go, the Trentham Saints led by Brent Harvey this afternoon. He would be no doubt playing a big role in that game. Frost emerges with the footy here. He sends it down the line. Ryan Burke will track after it. Sam Thompson got in front of him. O'Shaughnessy then came in and tried to shark it off him. Sam Thompson probably thought that should have been his footy, I reckon. But it's going to go out of bounds for a boundary throw in on almost in front of the Eaglehawk bench where Travis Matheson, the co-coach, watches on.
And a three-quarter time score at Huntley in the Heathcote District Football League Grand Final. Mount Pleasant 11-9-75 over North Bendigo 9-5-59. So the Blues perhaps with an 11-game winning streak and the premiership at the end of this afternoon.
Dogs by 5 points here in the preliminary final. The winner to advance next week against Sandhurst. The ball is almost across left half forward. The Borough in attack. Up they go. Frost has been huge. Jumped, grabbed the ball, then slammed it on the boot. Inside forward 50. Handball comes to Sam Thompson. Awkward looking left ball. Thompson's good enough and he butters up his own ball and followed it down the line. And eventually it goes over the boundary line. In fact, might be a free kick, and it is.
It's also three-quarter time in the North Central Footy League Grand Final as well. Calder United 10-9-69. That game there against Birchip Watcham. A bit closer. Birchip Watcham 8-7-55, trailing by 14 points.
The Scovey has the footy. He thinks he's got a penalty kick. And the umpire, the central umpire, has overruled and said, ball it in, son. A little bit of confusion, but ultimately 30 around from goal. Eaglehawk in attack. It's a ball in. In the shadows of the old South Bendigo social rooms that no longer exist. Isley a tap to the back door for the Borough. They all dive on it. Mullen is there. Free kick. I reckon it's the Borough. A sea of players around the footy. I don't know who it's going to, but it's definitely a Borough kick. And we'll be able to pick it up when the player emerges. And the man with the footy that emerges is Blake McGregor. And good luck trying to decipher that, Jason. I've got no idea what it was for.
I was holding the ball against James Grace. He came through, won the ball at the contest and ran through and dispossessed and pretty hot.
This is why we've got Jason Stevens looking off the play. Blake McGregor, important kick to take back the lead here for the Borough. Oh, he got underneath it. It was awkward ball. Another opportunity missed. This time it's the Borough. Who's going to make the most of it? 4-point margin. Dogs lead midway through this third term. Score sponsor is Don Is Good.
It's been about 37 minutes since Eaglehawk kicked a goal, actually. Billy Evans was their last goal scorer when he got their fifth major at the 4-minute mark of the second term.
Thanks, Father Jackson at ground level. Need to just going to see who takes the most of the opportunities. I reckon is going to be the team that might run out on top in this game. Benaki brings it out of defence. Skewed the kick off the side of the boot. O'Shaughnessy sharked it for Eaglehawk. Got into some space on the left. Goes to the top of the goal square. And a big mark is taken in the goal square. I think it's Nick Hoare. Big roar, big crowd, big grab, big moment in the game. And Nick Hoare can slam one through from the top of the goal square and get Eaglehawk back in front. He won't miss this one. The crowd will tell the story. He puts through his second, and Eaglehawk get themselves in front by 2 points. 46 playing 44. Score sponsor is Parsons Towings in Castlemaine on Live 25. The local fresh footy, here's the voice of Jason Stevens.
Big Eaglehawk contingent down there behind that goal as well. That looks fantastic in the grandstand there when that mark was taken. I've just written down a note here during the quarter. I think it's the forward half tackles that I'm interested to see from Eaglehawk. Gisborne are really bringing the pressure when the ball's in their forward half. If Eaglehawk can ramp that up, and they did in the last couple of minutes, I think that holds them in good stead. So really keen to see them put that defensive pressure on.
See-sawing contest here. Eaglehawk with the lead now. 2-point margin. Dennehy in the ruck for the Dogs. Tries to put it in the path of Johnson and does. Inside forward 50. They'll set themselves. Miletus at the back of the pack. Taps it into the path of McKenna. Can't quite grab it. Under pressure here. The Borough. O'Brien does well. And eventually they'll see it over the boundary line. Ball in underneath the scoreboard. Dogs in attack. City end. 46 playing 44. Borough lead midway through this third term, 15 minutes gone.
Seems like there's a bit going on over at the netball courts as well there, Johnny, and our special
get you a score, yep.
You can see an update over there. Sandhurst involved over there, clearing the kick out of there. The Dogs, bouncing ball. Gisborne with Kangaroo Flat, the winner to play, well, Kangaroo Flat playing the winner of that game next week, I should say. Vescovi on the last line defence for Gisborne's able to recover the ball across half back. He'll chip it out wide. Picked up cleanly. Now they can work their way down the poolside wing. It'll land in Dylan Johnson's lap. Johnson wheels around onto his right foot and quickly gets and goes. Kick just missed its intended target. Ty Evans couldn't mark it either for the Dogs. And for Eaglehawk, I should say, Gisborne will bounce around with it. Evans got it, gave it to Ben Thompson. Ben Thompson for the two Blues, clears the kick out of defence. Jed Dennehy couldn't take it. Handball, Nick Thompson was good. Gave it to McGregor. McGregor sets the kick towards the top of the 50. It was setting up for Thompson, but a terrific grab by Elijah Burton, who floated in front and took an important grab. He'll then get up, will quickly wheel the ball out wide. It'll be marked here by Werner. Werner's been good. He gets the Trotter. Trotter steps away from Holmes, sends it inside forward 50 for the Dogs. Clears everyone and bounces out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Right hand forward pocket. Big moments in this game. 17 minutes gone, third quarter. Eaglehawk by 2 points.
Sandhurst in the A-grade netball lead. They lead by 6 goals. So they've, you won't say kicked away, they've thrown away, Jace, would you say?
I don't know what you say.
Shot away?
Shot away.
So Gray wins it now. He goes really high ball to the top of the square for the Dogs. Off hands. The ball is killed. Good work by the Borough. And it takes it to a 1 point margin. The Borough lead ticking over to the 17 minutes mark of the third term. Live 25 preliminary football.
1 point margin. Donnett's going to bring the ball back into play for Eaglehawk. Forced to run his 15 metres, come down the grandstand side wing. Dennehy got up, knocked it away from Frost. Umpire said he got him a little bit too high. So it'll be Frost that'll receive the free kick. Ben Thompson threw the ball back to him and he just missed him a little bit, but Frost has time to compose. Frost will be forced to go. Down the line he goes. Zach Dennehy, the target, should take the mark. Ben Thompson came in, put enough pressure on there to make the drop. Now it spills into the middle. Gets off to Ty Evans. He's able to motor his way through the pack. Very good evasive skills. Gets it to Tom Bennett. Tom Bennett swings it wide to Holmes. Holmes picked it up cleanly. Got pushed in the back. Handballed it backwards. Will receive the free kick. Langford was the bailout option from the handball, but he's going to retake his free. He'll go central. Good looking ball. Finds its way to Hanley. Hanley reverse horseshoes it out of there. Now it works to Isley. Isley's kick towards Nick Thompson was weighted perfectly, but Vescovi got in the way and knocked it to ground. But it's Mullen receives the footy. Tried to emerge away with it. Managed to just fire at a handball. Clearing kick will come out. Jonty Neves comes on from the bench. Takes the mark and absolutely cleans his own teammate up in the process. Neves ran straight from the boundary line. Donnett was standing there, didn't realise he was coming, and he was hit from the Neves Express. He gets up rather sore. But geez, that was good contest. Neves will send it inside forward 50 for the Borough.
Jonty Neves now on the left, inside forward 50. They need a goal from this one. Isley was the target. He is tackled. And
what would you describe that kick as, Jason? Mung kick? It looked horrible off the boot.
I would describe it as a sack. A shank. Just a complete sack of a kick.
Or as Joel Peterson would say, a dead pigeon. As the ball goes, it's still inside forward 50 now. Eaglehawk, they will tie it all up here. Right on the 50 mark.
I've seen balls that have hit pigeons on the way end up better than that one, I reckon.
Dylan Johnson gets up with paint all over his arms. Up they go. Isley wins the tap. It will be the Dogs, however. Hurried kick, turnover. Dylan Hanley marked. Crowd is screaming for a free kick, and I reckon they're going to get
Mark
one.
wasn't paid, and he tried to charge away. He got done holding the ball.
Thomas Werner is the man with the footy.
Might have been might have been touched off the boot, I reckon, to get there. Not 100% sure. Werner goes inboard, which worked its way into the hands of Young, who gives it back to Werner. He'll send it in the Benaki direction, who's just charged out. Marked it right on the paint of 50. Benaki waiting for some options to roll back inside forward 50 is Benaki. A big game moment player. He says, I'm going to have my shot. Man on the mark will stand at 45 metres out. What's the wind conditions down there, Jackson Saunders?
It's marginal to the city end. By the way, I once ate pigeon in Vietnam.
Oh. All our vegetarians out there have just tuned out. And how was it, Jacko?
It was nice. I didn't realise I'd had it until afterwards.
Benaki from 50. We said he's a big game player, and a big moment goal for Brad Benaki from right on the painter 50. And Gisborne hit the lead again. 7-9-51 plays 6-10-46. Score sponsor Don Smallgoods. Is Don is good. Live 25 local fresh footy.
We said he was a big game player. He missed that opportunity earlier, but that one's a big goal in the context of this game from well outside 50. That's a great finish from an elite midfielder.
Back in the middle. Norm Jenkin, what are the stats telling us? I know what the scoreboard's telling us, but is there any change?
No change. It's 7-8 inside 50s Gisborne's way this quarter, 1 goal apiece.
Even contest all over the ground. Let's hope it goes right to the wire. We'd love to see that in a preliminary final as we've got a secondary stoppage. Now, umpire Goodrich just marginally forward of centre to put Gisborne in attack. Up they'll go in the ruck. Shepping off the ball. I reckon Gisborne are going to get... in fact, the umpire called it the wrong way. Jed Dennehy was the offending player. He gives away a free kick to Isley, who gets up very gingerly. Isley for the Borough. Once he realises he got a free kick, all of a sudden he miraculously comes good. Then he fans it wide, shallow inside forward 50. The target there was Horde, down in the forward line. He's been pretty good this afternoon. Ty Evans runs onto it, Billy Evans as well, but the ball is over the boundary line. Just as the Dogs through Johnson emerge, and we'll have a ball up 65 metres from home. Eaglehawk in attack. They trail by 5 points now.
That they do on the back of a Brad Benaki special from outside forward 50 moments ago. Throw in. No winner in the ruck contest. It spills down. Kuma gets it. He'll send it inside forward 50. Elijah Burton, who's been very good down there playing on Clayton Holmes, takes an intercept mark. He quickly gets and goes. Burton's kick was good. Into the middle of the ground, hits Normington. Normington quickly gets it, moves out in the direction of Luxmore. It just floats over his head. Jack Thompson's got him covered for pace, and he just runs past him like a McLaren going past a back marker in the Formula One, that was. It spills backwards to Gray. Gray handballs it further forward, and it was a free kick that's been pulled out. High tackle against Kuma, I reckon. That's a real let-off if you're Gisborne. Free kick Gisborne.
So, looking to build at the 23-minute mark of this third term. The ball is inboard. It was an aggressive kick. We're going to start again, are we? Whistle on play.
Yep, bringing him around behind his mark.
In fact, it might be, is it a free kick to somebody else?
I think they played it down the ground, a whole 2 metres down the ground.
So it might be John's
They forced Kuma to come, 5 metres across to the left?
Yep. In fact, it might be Gray. He's your man, Jace. It's been very good. Aggressive kick. Shallow inside forward 50. But Big Frost floats in front of the pack for the Borough. Looked to give it off by hand to Langford. The option wasn't there. Short, awkward ball is okay. Hits up Thompson. Jack Thompson goes centrally, inboard, another. They're both sides are playing aggressive and looking corridor. And the footy was with Joel Mullen.
Mullen in the centre of the QEO, wheels it inside forward 50. Clayton Holmes comes out and marks it on his chest. 40 metres out directly in front of goal. Barnard Street into the ground. And Clayton Holmes, who's had a dirty day in front of the goals, he's kicked 3 behinds on the day. I reckon he kicked 5 in a game against them 2 weeks ago in the first final, did Clayton Holmes. 40 out directly in front. To put Eaglehawk back in front, Jackson Saunders, how many times has the lead changed in this quarter?
Well, I'll have to get back to you on that. I'll tell you in a moment.
So Clayton Holmes lines them up from 45 metres out directly in front. Is this one the goal? It's right to the line. He's put it through. Clayton Holmes gets his first. And Eaglehawk moved to 7-10. Gisborne 7-9. It's a 1 point margin. Score sponsor Jason Westcott Builder on Live 25 local fresh footy.
That's the third lead change in this term and a great finish.
And a big celebration to go with it as well. Which
Loves
was,
the celebration as Clayton Holmes.
Yeah, clearly trying to lift the boys there. I think the kick that actually entered in perfectly well weighted, but I'm not sure it was spinning perfectly. It's just some of the times those well weighted ones land in the right spot.
Final score on the A-grade netball. It is Sandhurst that will advance next week to play Kangaroo Flat, Jace. Close to your heart, of course, the Kangaroos. So Sandhurst, final score 44, have defeated the Dogs 39. Meanwhile, back here at the footy, Eaglehawk will go inside forward 50 again, but the ball will spill wide into the pocket and we'll have a ball in.
And a final score in the Kyabram District Football League Grand Final today. Stanhope 7-8-50 have defeated Murchison Toolamba 6-9-45. So a 5-point win to the Lions.
Big shout out to the Stanhope fans that are listening this afternoon as Merritt spreads it wide to the outer side, swimming pool. Luxmore with the footy, defensive side of centre wing. He now tries to direct traffic for the Dogs. He now dump it down the line. It's going to be an effective kick. He's kicked it straight to Frost of Eaglehawk. It's almost as if he called for it, Jace.
It was, and he's becoming a bit of an issue on those transitions for Gisborne. He's caught a couple.
I reckon Frost has really been that one player that stepped up his game in this third quarter, having a big say. Into the middle go Eaglehawk. Hanley gets it. He'll slow ball inside forward 50, and a strong mark taken. 50 out from goal, directly in front. They'll line them up, Eaglehawk, to increase their lead. It's in the hands of Nick Thompson, who's kicked 1 goal, 2 so far today. So Nick Thompson, tough kick from there. He'll kick all of 55 metres, almost directly in front, to give Eaglehawk a 7-point lead. Nick Thompson, he gives it a ride, hasn't got the distance, and it will be punched, well, almost a big fly down there, but it's punched out of bounds for a boundary throw in.
Johnny, I know you said at halftime you're perfect, but I'm not. I've just realised that Stanhope won by 5 points in the reserve. So in the grand final in the Kyabram District Footy League at the moment, it's a 9-point lead to Murchison Toolamba in the seniors against Lancaster.
Geez, we'll have some upset fans listening this afternoon calling in to the switchboard there, Jacko. A bit like me, haven't been wrong since 1984. As Brethren for the Dogs. Ball spills. They're under pressure here, you sense the Dogs. Momentum has swung, and it will be a stoppage deep inside the forward zone for the Borough. So Eaglehawk, they're pushing for another goal. We've gone 27 minutes in this third term. Important time of the game, of course. Trying to make a path was Mullen. Ball just spills out, squirts, and then they're going to run onto it here. Trotter did well, got a fist in there for the Dogs. Need to be careful. Billy Evans is in there, puts his head over the footy. McKenna's there for the Dogs. He received the footy. They're asking to give us a free kick against, and they've been rewarded. I reckon that was pretty tough, Jason.
It was very, very tough, and that's a couple. We did sort of say, though, that they needed to up that forward tackle pressure, and they've, credit to them, they've done it.
Wasn't much prior opportunity that I could see, but I'm not the man in charge. And they have been good in this final. Billy Evans with a chance to extend the lead to 7 points. Important time of the game, almost three-quarter time in the prelim. Quality player, quality kick, quality goal! The Borough celebrates! And boy oh boy, the momentum is their way. 58 playing 51. Score sponsor, Jason Westcott Builder, Live 25, local fresh footy.
It's a couple of goals in a row now, and like I said earlier, it's just that pressure in the forward half. If they can turn that pressure right up, Eaglehawk, when they have their opportunities down there, I think they're a chance to score every time. They can just lock the ball in that forward half, and that gives them their opportunities. So really quality finish from Billy Evans, another good player on the ground.
9 minutes into the last quarter in the North Central League Grand Final. Calder United Lions leading Birchip Watchem by 3 points as well, so keep an eye on that one. In the North Central, free kick's been pulled out of the middle here for Benaki. He'll receive it for being high. He'll wheel a torpedo ball inside forward 50, which, well, Dylan Johnson might have been a chance to mark it, but it was after the siren, and a big goal late in that third quarter to Billy Evans.
When it comes to reducing pain and rebuilding strength, Keyser leaves nothing to chance. Our university-qualified health professionals don't just treat problem areas, they design personalised training programs using Swiss-engineered machines unique to Keyser. These machines safely isolate the affected area, test your strength, and help rebuild your muscles for a stronger and healthier life. Keyser, physiotherapy, rehabilitation, and strength training. Building strength with precision.
It's time to take a look at the Bendigo Football Netball League top 5 from the semi-finals. Kobe Maxted starts us off with a strong pack mark here, right on the goal line. A beautiful strong grab.
Oh, Kobe Maxted!
You're calling it for 5. He bananas it through. He puts the arms in the air. He says, "How good am I?"
Number 2, Cooper Smith here from Sandhurst. A classy effort this. Had plenty of pace, plenty of dash, bursts his way through there and sends it through. That is a quality goal.
Runs the paint marker 50. He just weaved a path and put it goalward. Oh, boy, oh boy.
Number 3, Jacob Austin here with a fantastic interception. Have a look at that. He got a bit of airtime, came across, took 2 bites at it. Great grab. Number 4, Brody Haddo here, as calm as you like, just waltzes his way through, gets around 1, outside of the shoe. A fantastic goal.
Haddo on the outside of the boot. That's a really classy finish from Brody Haddo.
Number 5, a great snap this from James Coughlin from Sandhurst. Just got the handball, left foot, put it through. Oh yeah.
But it spills out to Coughlin, and Coughlin snaps the goal! 2 in a minute after not getting any for 45 minutes.
Store 428 Hargrave Street, Bendigo. Right on the roundabout. Safe, secure and service guaranteed.
Fire up for the footy with Don Footy Franks. Whether you're with family, friends or the matchday crew, nothing beats cheering on your team with a delicious Don Footy Frank in hand. Go straight down the middle with sauce and mustard, or work it out wide with a bit of cheese and onion. Whatever you'll play, fresh and local sponsored Don Footy Franks are made for footy. Is Don is good.
Fresh FM sponsor.
The kitchen sits central at the heart of your home and is much more than cupboards and bench tops. Let Central Kitchens design and build a custom kitchen, perfect for your needs, specifications and lifestyle. Locally owned and operated, all kitchens are manufactured right here in Bendigo. A high quality kitchen built by us. A quality lifestyle at home built by you. Visit centralkitchens.com.au and find your dream kitchen today.
54416459. That's the number for Central Vic Roadworthy Centre and Mechanical, a locally owned and operated business giving you peace of mind that your vehicle is safe and reliable. Providing roadworthy certificates, vehicle safety checks, mechanical repairs, logbook servicing and tyre fitting. You'll find Jeff and the team at Shed 4, 203 to 205 Woodward Road, Golden Gully. Sponsor of Fresh FM Motorsports Program. 54416459.
Local first fresh sponsor Jason Westcott Builder, where your dreams become a reality. Whether it's crafting bespoke 5-bedroom homes or breathing new life into cherished spaces with renovations and extensions, they're there for you every step of the way. With a dedicated team and a commitment to exceeding your expectations, Jason Westcott Builder is your partner in creating the home you've always envisioned. Visit them online with their galleries and begin your journey at Jason Westcott Builder.
Some Central Victoria radio stations don't think much of local footy. Some Central Victoria radio stations love local footy. Not some, only one. Bendigo's Fresh FM. We do love local footy.
Live 25, local fresh footy, and it is 3-quarter time. Eaglehawk leading by 7 points. It's a cracking game of footy here. The goal kickers in this one, Billy Evans 2, 1 to Jack O'Shannessy, Joel Mullen, Clayton Holmes, Nick Thompson, and Nick Hoare has 2, while for Gisborne, it's 1 to Benaki, 1 to James Gray, 1 to Lockie Evans, Matthew Merritt, Luke Miletus, and 2 to Pat McKenna. What have the stats been telling you in this game, Norm Jenkins?
Well, as the scoreboard is, the stats have been the same. They're even. We had 12 inside 50s for Eaglehawk that quarter, and that's where they got the score on the board with their 3 goals. And Gisborne had 9 inside 50s. For the first 15 minutes of that quarter, the ball lived mainly between the 2 arcs, and it was a credit to both defences at the work they'd put in. There was only 2 intercept marks that quarter, and they were both by Gisborne as Eaglehawk exited their back 50. Ball ups for the quarter, there was 14, and throw-ins there was 8. for the day, there's only been one 50-metre penalty against Gisborne in the second quarter.
Norm Jenkin on stats, myself, Cam Power, Jason Stevens, John Hunter, and Jackson Saunders at ground level. Jackson Saunders down at ground level. You've got Jared Lynch from Gisborne down there.
I do. Jared, what do Gisborne need to do in this last term to get the job done?
Let's bring that heat that we brought in the second quarter. I mean, pressure wins footy games, and yeah, we know that when we bring pressure, we bring energy. So yeah, we need to start with that.
What was the key message from Old Waters at 3/4?
We don't leave anything in the tank. We once we apply that pressure and we get the footy in our hands, then we go quick. Move the footy quick and catch them out the back.
All the best. Jared Lynch there. Incidentally, 11 of the 15 goals have been kicked to the Barnard Street end, so that is the scoring end to which Gisborne are kicking this last term. And at the 15-minute mark, a short time ago in the Heathcote District Footy League, it was Mount Pleasant leading by 4 points against North Bendigo. 13-10 to 13 goals 6. So an enthralling contest there. Short time ago, the Blues led by 4 points.
Thanks, Jackson Saunders down there. It was Jared Lynch. We do thank all the players making themselves available for us to chat. And Jared Lynch, a player that Gisborne would love to have out there. Unfortunately, he's not out there. He's on the bench. The final quarter in one of these two teams' seasons is up for grabs. Here's John Hunter to get us underway.
And it'll be Thompson that wins it out of the middle there for the Borough. Comes to half forward. Tracking the Kuma did well, but strongly in the contest. Did well for the Dogs was Manders. He kicked it but coughed it up. Goes straight to Thompson. Thompson sends it back inside forward 50. Burke was tackled without the footy. Advantage is paid for Scovey. Will spread it wide. And he hits up Matt Merritt.
So Merritt will send it down the poolside wing. Charging out and taking the mark for the Dogs will be Pat McKenna. So McKenna's got it. You'd expect Gisborne will throw all the caution to the wind in this final quarter. The margin only 7 points. He's kicked down the line. Terrific intercept grab from Eaglehawks. Ben Thompson. Ben Thompson gets up and sends it down. Turnover though, Dogs. In the middle. Dylan Johnson's got time. Kicked it straight into Frost. That was the worst option because it bounces forward to Clayton Holmes. He couldn't take it cleanly. McKenna did well. Fired out a handball to Merritt. Merritt got some space, emerged with it, wheeled it inside forward, 50 into a foot race, one-on-one contest. Ty Evans did a terrific job to hold his ground, and he gets away from Darcy Young and clears the kick out of defence.
He hits up Dylan Hanley. Hanley now will go inboard. Oh, good strong tackling, Dogs. Mowed him down from behind. Might have been Ty Evans. And now the Dogs have got a chance. They'll play on quickly. James Gray receives a handball, and we'll start again with Dylan Johnson. The umpire said call it back. That got my hairs on the back of my neck up then, Jason, just that defensive play.
It was elite forward pressure.
Wasn't it what? The ball goes deep inside forward 50. Dogs get tied up though. And eventually Ty Evans emerges with the footy for the Borough. We'll have a ball up. The Borough lead by 7 points, 2 minutes into this last term.
That they do. It'll be a throw in inside forward 50. It's up the right end of the ground. If you're a Gisborne supporter, there'll be plenty of Gisborne people listening along. Frost goes up, wins it down. Luxmore was the opponent in the ruck. Ben Thompson just burrowed his way through as he so often does. Gives it to Jack Donnet. Donnet clears the kick. Anywhere will do. Nick Thompson coming from the side. Almost took the mark. Recovered cleanly. Fed off a handball to a teammate whose kick was down the line. Intercept for the Dogs. They'll wheel it back into the direction of Brad Benaki.
Premiers in the MCDFNL for 2025. 31-year drought broken. Trentham 8-5-53. Too good for Carisbrook 5-13-43 by 10 points.
So the Saints are premiers. Boomer Harvey at the ripe old age of has to be nearly 50.
47.
Inside, well, that's nearly 50, isn't it? Luxmore tapped it there to Merritt. Merritt around the body for the Dogs to the goal line. Picked up there, and around the body goes Campbell Johns. And he went that far around the body, they kicked it out of bounds on the full nose. Score,
Cameron. The point post, so it'll be brought back into play. Free kick. All happening here. Eaglehawk will bring it back into play. They'll go down the grandstand side wing. Ben Thompson was able to mark at the back of the pack. Feeds the handball to Jack Thompson. The brothers linking up. Jack Thompson ran a long way before he disposed of the footy, but he was cool, calm, composed. And he hit Tom Bennett. Bennett will get up and wheel. Clayton Holmes will come out and mark above his head. He dropped the mark he should have taken though, did Clayton Holmes. So that invites Manders to come in and force some pressure. Dogs turn it over. They'll wheel straight through the middle. They'll send it inside forward 50. Donut dropped an intercepting mark. It spills out for the Dogs. Dropping the ball there was Luke Miletus. He couldn't find it. Eaglehawk will just ping it out of defence. Dogs will able to just scrabbage it back inside forward 50. It's a scrappy bit of play. Dylan Johnson went in. Ben Thompson did well. Handball was okay. And they might relieve through Hanley, and Frost should take the mark for Eaglehawk.
He's on the wing, broadcast side. Frost, he's been super this afternoon. A candidate for the Bendigo City Framers $100 sponsor award. The voucher. Frost now, long. O'Shaughnessy's the target. Nice soccer. Sam Thompson inside forward 50. Burke mops up for the Dogs though. He'll give it by hand to Evans. Evans goes to Vescovi in the back half. They'll cross the footy to the opposite side of the ground. Target will be Manders. They'll let it bounce. Merritt did well. Manders ran on, received a handball down the line. Miletus was the target, couldn't get him. Jonty Neves does to Billy Evans by hand. James Gray tackles well. Jonty Neves a fresh airy. Who wants it most? At the moment it's a red hot contest. Good mark. It ends up with Eaglehawk across half back. And I reckon I might take a spell there, Cameron.
Jack Donnett's the player that's taken the intercept mark for Eaglehawk. Pull side wing. He signals to go straight down the line, and he does. One-on-one contest. Clayton Holmes, very strong from the Eaglehawk co-coach. He wheels it inside forward 50. O'Shaughnessy flew. Couldn't mark it, spills to the back. Gisborne can work it out to Vescovi. Tried to paddle it in front of Burke. Missed him. Sam Thompson gave it. Got it off to O'Shaughnessy. He wheels it to the top of the goal square. Nick Thompson will come to force the contest, but Gisborne will happily see it over the boundary line. It was a one-on-one contest between Thompson and Normington. And I think Normington would be pretty happy to see it over the boundary line in that situation. Jason Stevens.
Certainly would. It's a dangerous zone there.
As Johnny recovers and collects his collective breath, so do all the supporters here at the QEO. Ben Thompson couldn't receive. Bouncing at the bottom of the pack. Merritt went through. So too Johns. Tackled without it. Holmes went through. Dennehy on the bottom of the pack. Dennehy's there. We'll have a repeat ball up.
It's all or nothing here, Cam, preliminary final. If they're not going to leave anything in the tank, either am I, Jason. We're at the business end.
Emptied the tank before, Johnny.
Has the ball deep inside forward 50 for Eaglehawk. Hurried kick in the air though by the Dogs. One-on-one contest. Thompson was involved. Ball spills beyond 50. Eaglehawk in attack. Free kick. Eaglehawk. Probably too far out to score Sam Thompson. I love the way all the Thompson boys go about their footy, to be honest, but Sammy's one of my favourite.
What's going on at the top of the goal square? O'Shaughnessy and a little bit of a
with Johnson
with Dylan Johnson.
Sam Thompson, he'll go for home. It's long into the goal square. O'Shaughnessy flew and it come off hands minus score, and that takes it to 59 playing 51. Eaglehawk lead, 7 minutes gone, final turn.
So it'll be Vescovi who'll bring it back into play. He'll go straight down the middle. And it was good, Burke, but it was good defence from Thompson to get in front, but it worked to Benaki. Had his head taken off. He still managed to swivel his way through. Free kick, advantage paid. Sends it wide for the Dogs. Mark taken. They'll look to come steadily. Johns will be the target. He marks it 50 from home. He's forced to slow it up. Looks for an option inside forward 50. Umpire says play on. You stepped off your mark. Sends it inside forward 50. Braden Frost gets in front and takes the terrific grab. In a one-on-one contest, he handballs off to the runner and they'll clear the kick out of defence at Eaglehawk, but it's not a great kick.
No, it's not. It was O'Shaughnessy with the target and it went to the wing, broadcast near side, and it goes over the boundary as Vescovi comes off for a spell.
Full-time score in the Heathcote District Footy League. Mount Pleasant 13-11, 89 defeated North Bendigo 13-6, 84. A 5-point win for Mount Pleasant over North Bendigo.
Hurried kick out of the pack for the Dogs, which is effective. The target was Johns. Johns now goes shallow inside forward 50. Poor kick. Kicked it straight to Bennett of Eaglehawk in his defensive arc. Aggressive kick. Oh, it's dangerous. It was messy. Donnet was good enough, though. He comes to Nick Hoare. Nick Hoare runs off, has a bounce to the wing. He'll go inside forward 50. Isley's the target. Went one-handed. He tapped it to advantage. He goes, looks for Holmes at the top of the square. One-on-one. Couldn't quite get it. Holmes wins it. Gives it to Billy Evans by hand and he'll kick a goal. Billy Evans again. I reckon I called him a little bit earlier. And the Borough. Boy, oh boy, what a build-up. You can sniff it. 9-11-65. They lead 7-9-51. Score sponsor, Bendigo City Framers, Live 25 local fresh footy.
That's one against the Tide too, Jason, in terms of scoring ends. It's the 5th goal to the City end today.
It was a good one against the Tide, you're right, Jacko, and that's Eaglehawk contingent has moved ends. They're well represented at the City end of the ground. A beautiful finish by Billy Evans, but a big shout out to Braden Frost, who keeps cutting off all those Gisborne entries.
You do feel like Gisborne's got another thrust in them, though. This game is far from over. 14 points, 10 minutes into the quarter. Eaglehawk looking to go to kill. Mullen steps out of the middle, sells some candy, sends it into Clayton Holmes' direction, and he marks it. 20 out, slightly to the right of goals. But I tell you what, if he kicks this, you might be able to see the celebration from the moon, I reckon. He will give it something almighty. And it might be a goal that could nearly put Eaglehawk into a grand final.
The members behind the stand will give you, or behind the goals there, Cam, will give you all that you need to be able to call this one home.
Clayton Holmes. Brethren stands the mark, 25 out in rhyme with the right-hand goal post. Holmes comes in and slams it through. And they now move out to a 20-point lead. 10-11-71, plays 7-9-51. Over to you, Gisborne. What do you got? Score sponsor, Parsons Towings, Castlemaine. Live 25, local fresh footy.
We always sensed he was the danger, didn't we? Clayton Holmes down there in that forward line. And he's had his opportunities, he's had his chances today and probably hasn't been able to finish all of them. But certainly when the game's on the line, that's a beautiful finish by the co-coach.
And there was lots of hands in the air too by the Eaglehawk faithful in front of the place where beverages are being enjoyed.
Must be a game high margin, 20 points. I don't recall it being that far out. Eaglehawk, but Trotter for the Dogs. They're sharing it around. Dennehy, Jed, he fumbled a ball that he should have taken. He was under pressure by McGregor of the two Blues. There was a little chance that went missing. Jed Dennehy in the ruck. What can he do to amend? The ball spills now to half forward. Picked up nicely by Florini. Florini goes to the top of the square. They're doing well defensively through Neves. Neves will handball it further afield to Bennett. And Bennett will kick it down the line to Kuma.
And he does. No mark taken. Spills and taken over the boundary line for a throw in. Grandstand side wing. Intensity's gone up in this game. Final score in the North Central Footy League Grand Final as well. Calder United, led by Darryl Wilson, have defeated Birchip Watcham 11-14-80 to Birchip Watcham 10-10-70. So it's knocked down. Dennehy here. And of course Norm Jenkin, Sandhurst Premiership coach last year, Axe Connick coaching Birchip, goes down out there in the North Central. Dennehy wins it up in the ruck. Sandhurst await the winner next week. It's looking like it might be Eaglehawk, but there's still plenty of time if you're Gisborne. We'll have a repeat ball up on the wing.
20 points is definitely the game high. Eaglehawk lead, and they've kicked the last 4 goals too.
Dennehy knocks it down in the direction of Benaki, but he'll track it only as far as the boundary line, and it wins out, as it so often does. Boundary throw in. Centre wing, grandstand side. It is a 20-point lead to Eaglehawk, 13 minutes played in the final quarter.
Jed Dennehy looks cooked. He's been double-teamed by Frost and now Isley. No wonder he's cooked, because Frost has been absolutely super. He will, in my eyes, almost win the Bendigo City Framers Best On Ground Award, our sponsor, $100 voucher. I reckon I'm always going to write it in now. Let's see what Dennehy can do now. He jumped high and jumped early. He tapped it, but Thompson now ran on for it. Ben Thompson for Eaglehawk. Mullen off for support. Goes and retreats to Donnett. Donnett sells 2 bits of candy and gets through. He'll go to half forward now. They'll set themselves. Brethren did well. Tapped it. Kuma though, he makes a path. He goes short pass. Poor kick, didn't really look up. Vescovi put it, cleverly disguised it over the boundary. 20 metres over.
I think he would have rather kept that one in. Vescovi, he was in space if he could keep it in play.
I reckon they're done, Cam.
Boundary umpire was right in position. It doesn't make for good radio though, Johnny, if you're calling it this early into the final quarter. We're here to entertain, and we're getting entertained ourselves in this final quarter. Free kick off the ball is going to go to the Dogs. It was Dylan Johnson. Looked like Kuma might have just either held onto him off the ball. Johnson will come central. Good kick, good mark. Luxmore marks it. It was a great kick by Dylan. Luckmore works it out wide. It's taken by Vescovi, who gets on a bit of run. Adventures out of defence. Hits the short pass now, which is taken by Jacob Murphy. Inside forward 50 he goes. Big fly, Dennehy couldn't take it. Ball hits the ground. Eaglehawk will clear it out, but it's going to come straight back through Kane Minns.
Minns now. Dennehy's down. Jace,
I
reckon.
He's going to stop the play for the player down on the ground. That just takes all the momentum from Gisborne.
It's Zach Dennehy, not Jed. He looks hurt too, Jace.
He does. I didn't actually quite catch what happened in the contest.
He had a big fly at the footy. I think he might have just hit the ground a little bit too hard, maybe winded himself. Is that how you saw it at ground level, Jackson Saunders?
Yes, and he's back up on his feet too now, Zach, so I think he's okay.
Minns, a famous name in Gisborne Bulldog history, the Minns name. Short pass forward. Not really effective. Isley win it for the Borough. Kicked it and slewed. Poor kick, in fact. Hits Florini. Florini now turns and goes. Inside forward 50. Good defensive mark by the Borough. It's Thompson and Ben Thompson. How many times do we call his name defensively and even up forward? Super player for the Borough.
He could also be a potential best on ground for our Bendigo City Framers Best on Ground Sponsors Award this afternoon. Kick clears the back of the pack. Minns got it. Goes inboard for the Dogs. Finds the pass to the handball to Normington. Normington's kick into Burke. Burke couldn't quite take the mark, which invited Eaglehawk to come through. Burke got it on a second effort. Handball off to Johnson. Dances one way then the other. Gives the handball off to Gray. Gray will be caught. Turnover. Eaglehawk away. Evans floats it out. Benaki did everything in his powers to charge and take the intercept mark in front of McGregor. He takes it and wheels out the kick wide. Nice kick, lands into the direction of a teammate in Burke, whose centre wing position, pull side of the QEO. Looking further forward, he's forced us to slow and steady. Short pass though is good. Now they can go inside forward 50 through Murphy.
Murphy, it's shallow inside forward 50. McKenna collected 49 from home, but he was all tied up by Langford of the Borough, and almost 50 from goal for the Dogs. Will have a ball up. They need to get one. Well, they need to get a couple, really. It's 16 minutes mark. Still at least 10 minutes to go, you would think. James Gray grabbed the footy, but he was tackled strongly. And again, Ty Evans, he's been good as well for the Borough. Up they go. McKenna doing the ruck work for the Dogs. Tapped it now to Benaki. Benaki goes to Gray. Gray will go goalward. They'll set themselves. Dennehy got caught behind. Pushed it towards the boundary line. Janty Neves. He's done well also this afternoon. We'll see it over and we'll have another ball in. 20-point margin, Eaglehawk lead. Still at that game high. And you just sense that they're counting it down towards the grand final.
It was Brad Benaki that helped to set up that forward inside 50 entry. He kicked their last goal at the 20-minute mark of the third term. They need one here, the Dogs.
Merritt goes up in the ruck. Benaki on cue. Sharks it. Goes goalwards. And that would have been a big moment, but he's just put it to the near side. 1 goal, 3 on the day now for Brad Benaki. 19-point margin, 17 played. Final quarter score sponsor, Aussie Disposals on Live 25, local fresh footy.
Ty Evans will kick it in now from fullback at the Barnard Street end for the Borough. He's looking to come near side, broadcast side to Isley, but Isley tells him to go swimming pool side, which he does. He obeys. He sends it long. Deep kick. The ball hit Vescovi as it was falling to the ground. It came off his ankles, but it went into the direction of Kuma. Kuma now of the Borough sends it long and high. They'll set themselves. Thompson at the back of the pack. Can't quite run onto it. Vescovi does for the Dogs, but he gets besieged. And we'll have a ball up out of side. And what a contest, Jason Stevens.
Fantastic contest. Great game of footy. Gisborne need to go now. This is the time. Benaki had a bit of a break on the bench over here. I think they've all geared up to this last 10 minutes.
What do they got? Handball, Dennehy, good. Out in front of Benaki on cue. He can have a bounce. Decides to kick it short, but he kicks it straight to Eaglehawks' Jonty Neves, who's been so good in defence, Jonty Neves. He's got the arm guard on as he sends it down the line, or the arm sleeve, I should say. Merritt's able to turn off the kick on Frost. Handball to Dennehy. Down the line, that was Jed in the direction of Zach. Couldn't take it. Eaglehawk have got possession. They'll work it back. Evans to Hanley. Steps one way. He hits Frost. Frost couldn't quite do the kick justice by marking it. Fumbled at the last second. Invites Gisborne back into it. They'll come inboard. Merritt can go. He's got a lead runner out wide. That'll be Mins. Mins will have to go hard against the footy. Jack Thompson knocked it to ground. O'Shannessy collected one-handed. Barreled it inside forward 50. Isley versus Brereton. Brereton got the tap down. It'll be back first there for Gisborne. Merritt, who's just going to clear the kick out of defence towards the boundary line. And it's not trapped cleanly by Gisborne's Jake Normington, and it goes out of bounds underneath the scoreboard for a boundary throw in.
Deep in attack, Eaglehawk. Looking for a sealer here. You would think we're just about to tick over to time on. There's got to be 7-8 minutes remaining. Up they go in the ruck. It's Isley that taps it forward. Taps it in the path of Billy Evans. Handball aggressive over the top. Look for Mullen. Into the goal square. Vescovi takes the not the soft option, the safe option, and then put it through for a minor score.
And he plays on out of defence, hits Burton. Burton then handballs over the top. They look out on their feet, the Dogs, but they'll keep pressing. Kick down the line, no mark taken. Luxmore happy to tap it over the boundary line in front of Dylan Hanley, who came charging out. That last score put it back out to the equal game-high lead of 20 points. And we've just hit 20 minutes in the final quarter. 72 plays 52. Everything needs to go right now if you're Gisborne. Dennehy knocked it over the back in the direction of Johnston. Little bit of a fumble from Bennett. That invited Gisborne to emerge with the footy. It was taken by Werner. Werner sends it out wide in the direction of Normington. Normington up towards Dennehy, who got a big shove. He'll receive the free kick. The shove came from Neves. So it'll be a free kick here. Dennehy. 55 out from goal on the boundary. They need to find something off this passage of play, you would think. He's going to go backwards. And he will find Normington. Normington, slow footy's not going to win it for him at the moment. Normington gets an option inside forward 50, but the kick will be intercepted by Jack Donnett, who, when these two sides met in the first final, Jack Donnett received our Bendigo City Framers Best On Ground Sponsors Award. He won't win it this afternoon, but he's been good. Gave a handball off to a teammate who sent the kick out wide to Kuma. And you just wonder, Jason Stevens, if Eaglehawk are going to go into that slow-down possession mode now.
I think they've done enough in the last sort of 5-10 minutes, Cam, to really slow up the game and chew a bit of clock.
Kick down the line. Isley receives the free kick. 1 goal away, you'd think, from a grand final. He'll wheel it inside forward 50. Clayton Holmes used his body, and he got himself into a perfect position to take the mark underneath the scoreboard. And Clayton Holmes, who we said, I reckon, at halftime needed to have a big second half, and he's stepped right up. This can be his 3rd goal, and they've all been at critical stages in the game as well, Jason Stevens.
They have been, and this is one to seal it here. And I think even a point was probably enough. He's wasting, doing the right thing and wasting clock now on the set shot. So played a really good last half.
21 and a half minutes gone, final quarter. Holmes from 25, 10 in from the boundary to put Eaglehawk into a grand final. His 3rd goal. And Eaglehawk have now got themselves out to a game-high 26-point lead. 11-12-78, place 7-10-52. Sandhurst are watching on, and it will be Eaglehawk which will do battle with them for the premiership next week. Score sponsor, Aussie Disposals on Live 25 Local Fresh Footy.
Jason, Gisborne have added only 1 behind in this last term. Eaglehawk 3-4, so it's been one-way traffic.
It has, and clearly they've got their eyes on next week now. Eaglehawk, they're shaping up really well.
Back into the middle we go. They'll win it through Butterick again. In fact, it was Thompson who did well, but we'll have a secondary stoppage. But Jason, I probably lost track, but is this possibly the last time we see Gisborne in the Bendigo Football Netball League, or there's still a lot to play out?
I think there's a lot to play out still. I hope it's not. But yeah, a lot to play out.
Well, it's all about Eaglehawk. Eaglehawk are the story. They're going to advance into a grand final against Sandhurst next week. They've been good. Butterick, though, wins it for Billy Evans. He's had some important moments. Handballs it there to Frost. He's been big. They've got numbers running through the middle. Mullen is on the end of it. He'll go inside forward 50. O'Shannessy got caught. Vescovi, he did well. He's been good this afternoon as well. Vescovi wins it off half back. He'll put it into the path of Johnson. Did well, takes a mark, and will slow things down.
Centre wing grandstand side, Johnson comes inboard, no mark taken, spills off. Eaglehawk go through Evans. Evans handballs off now. Now they can move it through. Evans got it. That's Ty. It spills out, and now he's a chance. O'Shannessy can steady. He can run in on open goal. Handball to Clayton Holmes, who wastes his time, dribbles it through, and Eaglehawk are going into a grand final, as mentioned. Holmes has got 4. Rather cheeky on the last line of defence as well from Clayton Holmes, but his 4th goal, and it's now a 32-point margin. 12-12-84, playing 7-10-52. Score sponsor is Bendigo City Framers. Here's the voice of Jason Stevens.
A dangerous proposition, that forward line for Eaglehawk next week for Sandhurst. They can keep the ball in their forward half and really ramp up their pressure. They've got a dangerous mix of forwards. So we're in for a cracking grand final next week.
Especially if it's wet. If it's wet, I think Eaglehawk are right in the contest next week.
Back into the middle now, and it's won by Gisborne. They'll go shallow inside forward 50. You can sense a lull has come over the QEO now. It's all but over. Eaglehawk win it off halfback. Butterick receives on the wing. He's got a big grin on his face too. He's enjoying these final moments of this preliminary final. He goes to Frost. He goes forward a field to a running Mullen. Mullen on 50. Mullen now, he's got a lead, he honours it, and he hits up big Bailey Isley, who takes a chest mark underneath the scoreboard. And if Braden Frost, if he's not the Bendigo City Framers $100 voucher award, our sponsor, I don't know who is.
Well, you should know who is. You're the one that's going to present it.
Well, maybe not present it, but I'm a big fan of his too.
A 38-point margin if he slots this, so it doesn't really do this game justice, I don't reckon, Jason.
It doesn't at all, does it? That's it was been a contest all the way through to the last 20 minutes of this game.
Let's ride it through, right on the boundary line, and misses. Give us some drama just at the end, please. As 26 minutes are just about to tick over, it's 85 playing 52, and Eaglehawk are into a grand final.
Still a couple of minutes of this formality to go. The real question around everyone's lips is, will Gisborne be here next year? Vescovi kicked it in, got it to Burke. Burke wheels down the line. No mark. In fact, the mark's been paid to Jonty Neves. I thought Gisborne had hands on it first, but Neves gets it in contention as well. Hits the ball inboard. Ben Thompson might have a say on our City Framers Best on Ground Sponsors Award too. He's been magnificent. He'll wheel it out wide to Jack Thompson, who set the tone early for Eaglehawk. He slows things down. No one from Gisborne comes eventually to man the mark. Takes his full 15 seconds. Sends it inside forward 50. Nick Thompson got up. Couldn't take the mark. It spills to Sam Thompson. He finds a way through. Dribbles one. And it's intercepted out of there. It's taken away by Vescovi of the Dogs.
He's been good this afternoon.
If you're going to give it to someone from a losing side, I think Vescovi would have to be in contention too. I know that you're not going to give it to someone that's lost, but he's been magnificent down there.
So
probably Gisborne's best, you reckon, today, Jace?
Oh, I think James Gray was there when the whips were cracking. I thought he was Gisborne's best when it was up for grabs. But Vescovi certainly had a great game.
We may never know, but has the off-field dramas with the Ballarat Football League had an effect on Gisborne? Because they certainly haven't seemed the same since that all started. And today
probably a bit of a mix of that and injuries as well. Like, they've obviously got some class down there on the bench. So
yeah, they do. They're missing a lot and that's probably credit to their footy club. And we've seen that over a number of years when they have been, competing year after year. It's next soldier up for Gisborne. It always has been.
They did ride them off last week against South, a lot of pundits, so they've done well.
Miletus now goes long. Ben Thompson does well. In fact, it is Ben. He's been good. Takes a mark on defensive 50 for Eaglehawk. Swimming pool side. Short pass, 25-metre ball. Hits Nick Thompson. Namesake, not related. But they are brothers out at Eaglehawk. That is one thing for certain. They'll go down the line now to half forward. Good, strong mark at the back of the pack. Ty Evans. Siren sounds. And the Borough, they will advance to a grand final in 2025 and will meet Sandhurst next week. Convincing winners in the end, 12-13-85. They win. They beat the Dogs 7-10-52.
Yeah, it's a good win for Eaglehawk. Jason Stevens, I'm not sure convincing would be the word I'd like to use, but when you look at a 33-point margin, it probably is the word that you have to use.
At the end of the day, it's a convincing result, isn't it? I mean, they had to fight all the way through. I thought Gisborne were really admirable in the way they played their footy, and it probably took it to Eaglehawk early in the contest. I think they were the more aggressive of the two teams early, but credit to Eaglehawk to kick away with that result in the contest that we saw. It puts them in a good spot for next week. We know Sanders had a week off, but coming in with that type of form is good form.
Norm Jenkin, run us through the stats from full time here in this game.
Well, a big figure that stood out in the last quarter was Eaglehawks inside 50s. They had 13-9, but of those 9 inside 50s for Gisborne, they gave 4 away. There was 4 intercept marks by Eaglehawk, and that was the difference. Gisborne didn't have a shot on goal because Eaglehawk took intercept marks when they were going forward. In the last quarter, Eaglehawk ended up taking
When it comes to reducing pain and rebuilding strength, Keyser leaves nothing to chance. Our university-qualified health professionals don't just treat problem areas, they design personalised training programs using Swiss-engineered machines unique to Keyser. These machines safely isolate the affected area, test your strength, and help rebuild your muscles for a stronger and healthier life. Keyser, physiotherapy, rehabilitation, and strength training. Building strength with precision.
It's time to take a look at the Bendigo Football Netball League top 5 from the semi-finals. Kobe Maxted starts us off with a strong pack mark here, right on the goal line. A beautiful strong grab.
Oh, Kobe Maxted!
You're calling it for 5. He bananas it through. He puts the arms in the air. He says, "How good am I?"
Number 2, Cooper Smith here from Sandhurst. A classy effort this. Had plenty of pace, plenty of dash. Bursts his way through there and sends it through. That is a quality goal.
Runs the paint marker 50. He just weaved a path and put it goalward. Oh, boy, oh boy.
Number 3, Jacob Austin here with a fantastic interception. Have a look at that. He got a bit of airtime, came across, took 2 bites at it. Great grab. Number 4, Brody Haddo here, as calm as you like, just waltzes his way through, gets around 1, outside of the shoe. A fantastic goal.
Haddo on the outside of the boot. That's a really classy finish from Brody Haddo.
Number 5, a great snap this from James Coughlin from Sandhurst. Just got the handball, left foot, put it through. Oh yeah.
But it spills out to Coughlin, and Coughlin snaps the goal. 2 in a minute after not getting any for 45 minutes.